I'm your Black Lex today, baby. Now you ain't never gotta like me, that shit is overrated. You need a hero to love, I'll be the villain that you hated. When it's all said and done, you gon' love me. Me kissing babies, fucking ladies thinking of me. Cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the one that's supposed to lose. But I'm American, baby, so the rules all skewed for me. Steal your identity, fuck up your credit for free. Police know it's stolen, but they still make you pay the fee. And you don't respect me, for real? I'm the one that's showing you what the real world is. All these backroom deals for your kids' future. My financial aid hustle keep your kids mooching. And why you motherfuckers still stupid? The Statue of Liberty married the country, divorced and now the bitch still moving. With half of the money, alimony, child support. You know what's up when I be winning in the court. Cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be. They try to tell me thou shalt not steal. In the same church they tell me Jesus white, is they for real? They try to say the land of the free. Minus the slavery, plus the fact that you pay for land these folks stole for free. And you wanna be Superman. Did you forget that Lex Luthor became the president? You lacking common sense, that's why the villain lives. That's why the villain's right. They turn on Superman, man, they turn on Jesus Christ. Even the devil got teams like Arizona State, Duke, the state of Jersey. That man say you're sold and he can't get a jersey. Y'all go to church on Sunday and you claim you're worthy. That's why I got my credit and I'm charging 10%. You finish paying me and you gon' pay me triple, bitch. So why'd I be a hero when a villain gets paid? And women like paid, so the villain gets laid. So I'ma be the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be.
I needed a minute. So I've been online listening to a lot of this stuff going on, maybe, for a while, but I've kind of been chilling. Sometimes I've talked about it, sometimes I didn't. But part of this delineation and the way that it's like versus everybody else, I've noticed that other groups don't have a real problem disrespecting us and asking us for help at the same time, which to us is crazy, right? And what I've noticed is, like, on social media, when like there's so much material on social media, and I can say maybe it's my algorithm, but I don't think so, where non-Black Americans have something crazy to say about Black Americans. And then, you look in the comment sections of these posts and you see a bunch of people agreeing, right? And at some point you'll hear, oh, but everybody does this. And it's like, when y'all do something disrespectful to us, and then you turn around and say everybody does this like it's a normal thing. The interesting thing about that is what? Y'all don't never have any proof. You get what I'm saying? Y'all never have proof. Like, you see us up, we can comment on something over and over and over again. Like, see, here's this video of a white person. Here's this video of a Hispanic person. Here's this video of a black African, or I mean, African or Caribbean, or somebody from the UK, or an Asian. Like we keep y'all don't stop giving us material to say, like, you see how these people are. You see the quote unquote anti-blackness, right? You see it, but everybody else is like, oh, when I was a kid, when I was a kid, something happened. It's like, when you were a kid, something happened. So nothing happened to you as an adult. Nothing happened to you as a teenager. You have nothing. You have nothing about being a teenager or an adult that goes with somebody going out of their way to disrespect or disparage you, right? You don't have that. And then, you know, then it's like, yeah, but y'all do it and y'all do this and y'all do that. And it's like, show me. Show me then. And when we respond to let me see that stuff, it's crickets. And the crazy part about it is, for people to have all of these negative stereotypes about us as a group, right? You got all of these stereotypes. And then at the same time, you're making up things, you know, that we did to you because we didn't do anything. And it kind of mirrors the stereotype. Let me be more concise when I say that. For all of you people who swear to God you know black people and black culture, right? And I've said this before. All y'all think about is really hip hop culture and just the gangster rap part of it. There's plenty of different versions of rap, but all of you non-black Americans, y'all focus on gangster rap and go, that's all of black culture. And the thing is, we don't even bother arguing with you because we know it's stupid. And it shows that you don't know anything about quote unquote black culture. You know. And I said it because there are certain things about black culture that are synonymous with Black America, and there are certain things that are certain things about our culture that has nothing to do with degeneracy, that's different on the East, West, South, Midwest. Sometimes they have similarities, sometimes they don't. But y'all know nothing about that, right? So that's a thing. But getting back to the, FBA versus everybody thing. Here's where it gets interesting. You have people that come here and say, hey man, you black people are lazy, you don't work hard, you're not taking advantage of the opportunities, of America. And we really don't respond to it because it's stupid. But I'm going to address one particular thing. The things that that Black America has done in America to make it comfortable for other, let's just say, immigrant groups to come here. We were doing this a long time ago. And what I mean is, I'm gonna get to that too, Thomas. What I mean is this. If you're from, let's just say, Mexico, Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, and you come here and you go, oh, you Black Americans don't take advantage of X, Y, and Z. And it's like, because we can't, and it goes with, we can't do this in our country, which y'all can do here. And it's like, time out. Y'all couldn't do what you do now in this country prior to us doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like, well, there's a certain, like, Asians were used before the Chinese Exclusion Act to kind of be a buffer class for white America, y'all, Asians in the middle, y'all do the black stuff, and that was a thing. But even outside of that, all of the black businesses and black communities was happening. Forgot to call you back. Sorry about that. Um, all the black ingenuity, all the concepts of creation, ingenuity, business, science, health, all of that stuff that has been done. It was done at the same time you other people from other countries were not doing it. You get what I'm saying? We were doing it here in spite of. So let me just back this up, because I leave slavery out of it, right? Because other people, sometimes Caribbeans talk about, us being slaves like they weren't enslaved. It don't make no sense. But here's the thing. During that period of, let's just say, Jim Crow, right? There were so many things that Black Americans did that trailblazed the way for other immigrants. Really white America, because white America, you pretty much was stealing everything we did and repackaging it, right? But the other aspect of it was a pathway. When other people came here, they could do it. They did it too. So a lot of the things, even when y'all come here and y'all get into certain professions, y'all act as though we weren't already in those professions. Y'all act as though, we just came here and just, like when you say we've been lawyers and doctors and engineers, it's like, yeah, we've been lawyers, doctors, and engineers. You had people sneaking into schools when they were passe blanc, which Louisiana term, really Creole term, whatever you want to call it, is passing for white. Passe white, blanc. I mean, passe passing, blanc white. And then going to the HBCUs and becoming lawyers, doctors, engineers, right? That's the thing. So when people came here people came here who weren't Black Americans and started going to HBCUs in the beginning, because they really wasn't, allowing you to go to, how can I say this, predominantly white institutions, or the amount of bullying and hazing and racism that went on, you kind of ran from that. And which brings me to another point. I'm gonna touch on what Thomas said about we don't create derogatory terms from other people. Like when people say we bully them, there is no term for there is no term that's derogatory for of any racial group. A lot of times, the best we gonna do is call you what you are. You Haitian, you Jamaican, you Dominican, you Mexican, we don't, you white. We pretty good much. We just gonna your ethnicity is the most of a derogatory term you're gonna get from us in a general sense. And if we say a derogatory term, it's usually a derogatory term that either somebody white, Spanish, or maybe French made up first, and it's their derogatory term, But there's nothing that we came up with. But getting back to, and that's going to the bullying part. When I would hear people, talk about, as a kid, I got called names, I got teased, I got bullied. I'm not gonna disagree with that. That happens. But what I don't understand is, when you're addressing Black America, it's weird because y'all act like we was the only ones that was teasing you or bullying you. It's like when this goes across the board. What it comes off as is a lot of folks are scared of every other group. You get what I'm saying? And what I mean is, whatever the disrespect is that another group does to another group, they really don't respond to it. It's really not an issue with them per se. It's not a public issue. It's not like, we're enemies for life. Like maybe if you say Jews and Germans or Jewish people and Palestinians, there's a like, I ain't rocking with y'all, period. There's that type of thing. But in a general sense, what it comes off as is if you're not a Black American and a Black American teases you, it's, I know I got that story for life. But if a white American teases you, nothing. If an Asian American teases you, nothing. If Hispanic American teases you, nothing. If a Muslim, they really, insult you or something, nothing. Like that's what winds up happening. It's like, oh, Black people. So it comes off as misplaced hatred because instead of saying this is what Black people did to me and this is why I don't like Black Americans, it's Black Americans tease me, but everybody else tease me too, but I'm just gonna blame Black Americans, and all of my disdain is gonna be focused at Black Americans, and I'm gonna leave out all these other people who did it. And what winds up happening is, like I said before, we don't really congregate in the same spaces. So what winds up happening is you really around people who are non-Black Americans, and y'all insult each other and disrespect each other, and we're not in the room per se. You get what I'm saying? And when that happens, it becomes an issue. And what I mean by issue is now y'all go looking for us to blame for stuff, which is to me is silly and problematic. But now, excuse me, but this is where it gets a little tricky to me, because I saw the thing with like people talk about xenophobia now, people hating immigrants and stuff. And I saw the stuff going on in South Africa, and it goes on in other places in Africa, where you have Africans saying in South Africa, like the Ghanaians and Nigerians got to go. If you're not South African, you got to go. I think in Ghana, they have things, the Nigerians got to go, right? And it's weird for us to hear people come here and say that we as Black Americans are quote unquote xenophobic, we don't like immigrants or whatever. And while watching these same people have an issue with quote unquote immigrants in their own nation. And this happens like, there's a thing between like Mexico and Guatemalans. Like, if you go into Mexico, use a Guatemalan, they don't want you. You get what I'm saying? Because they have they have their own issues. Asians don't, how can I say this? They have different countries for a reason. Let's put it like that. Japan and China had issues for a minute. Now, basically, China, Taiwan having issues. You don't really hear of the unity between, let's just say, China, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines. It doesn't seem like it's a united front. It looks like everybody's in their own little space, and this is where we at, and go and get out of mind your business over there. So when people come here and they go, you people don't like us, and it's like, bro, the United States, in my opinion, is completely different because it's the quote unquote United States. Because you can go from let's just use the land part, minus Alaska. You can pretty much go from California to Maine, and you're a citizen. It's not, we don't, you from California, we don't like them Californians in Kansas City. Go, there's no way somebody can kick you out. You get what I'm saying? You can make your home wherever you go. Excuse me. You may have an issue here or there with sometimes locals or either people that move in there, but in a general sense, nobody's going to tell you, we don't want any more Floridians in Virginia. That's not going to happen. It was an old stereotype that New Yorkers are retired and move to Florida. That was an old stereotype. So that's the thing, because of hypocrisy. And that's where I'm about to go next with this whole situation. The hypocrisy of it is hella annoying. It's hella annoying because you get people who, no, people don't hate New Yorkers. New Yorkers are abrasive, but they ain't the only people that are abrasive. People from it's an East Coast thing. People don't like the abrasiveness of pretty much the East Coast, because yes, New York is abrasive, Jersey's abrasive, Philly's abrasive. You know what I'm saying? Who else would they consider abrasive? Maine, Connecticut, Delaware. No, hell no. There ain't nobody even taking them serious. Baltimore, DC, kinda, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, man. It's different, you know. But to me, the East Coast is abrasive. The Midwest is kind of aggressive. You get what's up with it? The Midwest is aggressive. The South is laid back, but also aggressive. The West, I don't know too much about. I never lived in the West, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But those three, I lived in the Midwest, the South, and the East. So that's my take on them. But getting back to the subject, yes, here's where stuff goes left. Just like the culture argument, you people don't have a culture. Just because you want to say we don't have a culture, while you're emulating most times the worst part of our culture, doesn't mean we don't have a culture. And this is where I got to get into this conversation where a lot of you people aren't from, a lot of you people who have an issue with us, y'all aren't from here. So you come from wherever you come from to here, and the issue becomes your culture isn't as accepted here as it will back in your homeland. And that's not an issue, that's not our issue. That's not our issue. A lot of times people come here and you don't realize, instead of trying to basically slide into the spot of Black America by trying to put a culture vulture, you got to make your own space in this country. That's not, and not to say we don't have an issue with that. If you want to make a Caribbean space for yourself, that ain't our issue. If you want to make an African space, ain't our issue. You want to make a Hispanic space for yourself, ain't our issue. You want to make a Muslim space, Asian space, we don't have issue with stuff like that. What we have issue with is, and it's no nice way to say it this way, is when you find out the truth about America as we already know it, and then you try to double back and knowing that, oh, I see why y'all move like this, and then go, I still hate y'all at the same time. It's like, ain't got time for that. Right. So this is where it gets tricky. There's no reason for this, but in my opinion, going back to the kid thing, right? You were teased as a kid. And I've said this before. When we were kids, we had a lot of bad interactions with other ethnicities in this country. And we're not talking about their kids. You see, when y'all are talking to us, y'all saying, when I was a kid, another kid that was Black disrespected me or talked about me. When we were kids, white, Hispanic, Caribbean, Muslim, or Arab, like all of those, your adults were highly disrespectful to us when we were kids. So sometimes we kind of look at people with a side eye, like, bro, what are y'all talking about? Oh, okay, so let me get this right. I can't call you names in school, but your parents can call me names and try to fight me and get me locked up as a kid. Like, eh, that was a thing. It might have slowed down over the years, but for my childhood, oh, that was an absolute thing. You know. So now we have this other part. You know. So now that we're adults, this is where stuff goes left. When Asians were going through the COVID thing, right? The first thing they did was blame black folks. Well, I mean, like I said, I lived in the South, the Midwest, and on the East. So for them three locations, that's how I got down, Game Changer. And I lived it, and I was a kid when I was moving like this. So that's my 2 cents on that. But here's the thing. Now when we were doing the COVID thing, right? Now when we were doing the COVID thing, we got blamed for it. That was the Asian hate crime bill, but it was put on the backs of us black people doing something. And now, the ICE thing is going on. And now, I'm not gonna say the Hispanic community is like, yo, you need to really rock with us and stuff. I don't really see that like that. You get what I'm saying? I don't see that like that. But I see the misplaced hatred, like it's our fault. You get what I'm saying? I see that. But I don't see, hey man, y'all come ride with us. And I don't see that. And I say that to say this. In white America, they have the same issues because white America's racism is usually, if I got money, middle fingers to all of y'all beneath me. If I'm broke, we're all brothers in arms and brothers in Christ and da 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 da. I got you. Hold up. We're all brothers in arms and brothers in Christ and yada 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 yada. Don't make this about no freaky sexual stuff either, Game Changer, when I put a link in. This ain't got nothing to do with dating. But that's the other part. What we wind up seeing as far as these groups is this. When you're on the hot seat in America, y'all really don't actually go and fight for yourselves. Y'all really don't go out there and actually fight for yourselves like that. And then it's like calling the black community, what are y'all gonna do? And why aren't y'all doing this? And why aren't y'all doing that? And they're like, and this is the underlying thing that happens. Since you're not really fighting for yourself, part of the assumption on our part is this: oh, you ain't really got it that bad then. Because if you saying America's against me, and it's so against me that I need to stand up and fight for myself in America, but then you turn around and say, hey, help me do it. Then it's like, bro, it's really not that bad for you. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that bad for you. And going, that's where we kind of look at people with a it's a side eye, but it's a curious, like, well, what are you really going through? You know what I'm saying? Like this immigration thing, I look at it like it's kind of messed up. Oh, okay, I got you, Game Changer. Hold up. At first it said you wasn't connected. I think you muted. Unmute yourself, G. Well, whenever you're ready. So.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let me get this part off, and I got you. Now,
sure.
When it comes to this like ICE stuff, as a black man, I'm looking and I'm like, how come y'all don't talk about your own community actually getting these jobs and actually sending y'all off? Because it ain't really our community doing it. It's predominantly whites and Hispanics. But it's like it comes off as let's just move on to the next subject, and then you find these videos, of we're the problem, or we're degenerate, or we're not good people. And it's like, damn, your own people doing you dirty, but but we get the anger from it. It don't make no sense to us. But you got it, man.
Okay, thank you. So I'm glad that you gave your perspective from where you grew up, especially growing up largely in the South and in a diverse portion of the South, like Louisiana. So I definitely appreciate your perspective on that.
Hold up.
Originally,
Wait. New Orleans, the DMV, and Chicago.
okay,
That's it.
okay, fair enough. So yeah, I guess what, two out of the three, um, but I don't know. I know every place is different, and I'm not giving other people a pass for what's going on. What I notice is that there is a resurgence of racism here in America, and I would like to. I mean, I'm not saying it's all of our fault, but I want us to acknowledge the portion that is our fault. As I understand it, in the 80s and possibly years before that, I don't know, possibly a decade before that, I wouldn't know. There was a great push for the races to get along and really for whites to get along with blacks. You know, they had all the after school specials and everything, which was targeted at, hey, get along with these people. And of course, the parents encouraged this. Um, and then what happened was a much more tolerant generation coming from white society and others that picked up on it. But in the black community, no one really taught us to purposefully get along with other races and respect the differences.
Hold that thought.
And,
Hold that thought.
okay,
The first part you said there was a resurgence.
yes.
Who's resurging it? Because from our perspective, it never left. You get what I'm saying?
No, it never entirely left. It never entirely left, granted. However, it was far less than it is now.
I
There
can't.
is this resurgence. Like people would not, if Elon Musk lived or was doing what he's doing, say 20 years ago, he would be bankrupt because everyone would boycott his product for being such a horrible human being.
Oh, you mean like in the 2000s?
Yeah.
Mm.
Or let's even go back and say the 90s.
Mm-mm.
So let's just say 30 years ago.
Okay. Like I'm gonna backtrack for 1 second. Near the end of what you said initially, you said in the 80s and 90s there was a push for us to get along. The 80s and 90s is what I'm talking about when I'm saying when we were kids, these adults of all these other groups, that's how they were acting.
Okay, and I understand that you have that perspective. I'm just telling you mine.
I got you.
I like. Granted, because two things can be true. That there was a push for us to get along, and in spite of that push, there exist those who didn't. So yeah, I've never been at a non-black person's house and received because my babysitters were Mexican, and I never, there was never no stuff like that. I mean, we played basketball and stuff with them. I mean, it got to the point where they really just seemed like slightly different black people where I grew up, and it was very, very, very few whites, but we understood that they existed.
West Coast, right?
Yeah, in Oakland.
Well, you know what? That's the yeah. I'll be forgetting that. The Bay has a different makeup as far as the Bay sometimes can remind me of Louisiana, like New Orleans, because of the Vietnamese population and all that.
Yeah.
But what you would consider some of the unity in the Bay, that's pretty much an anomaly of America.
Granted, I'm not taking that away from you. That's why I made it a point to say that different locations have different experiences. I mean, I know people who are in Los Angeles who have an entirely different reality, and this is the same state, with Latinos. So I'm not saying that my situation isn't unique or that everyone's situation isn't unique, what I am saying is that even in places like Los Angeles, Mexicans were not as hostile towards blacks as before as they are now. And
See,
I do go for it.
my bad.
You got it.
I was in when I was in I graduated high school in '97,
Okay.
and I remember 95, 96. We basically had a fight with the Hispanics.
Mhm.
Now here's the thing. I'm not gonna say it was a dumb fight. What it was they had an issue with us celebrating Black History Month, and then when it was time for Cinco de Mayo, we were like hands off, like do your thing. But
Mhm.
what it was they wanted to equate Cinco de Mayo to Black History Month, and it was a predominantly Black school in a Black neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? And we were kind of like, what are you like? What is the like? And here's the interesting on Cinco de Mayo. They used that they left school. They were like in mass kind of ditch school and go celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So we would look at them like, bro, like when y'all celebrate, y'all leave. Like y'all don't really celebrate in the school. Like y'all just all pack up and leave, right? And I say that to say this: it looks in practice that looks the same to us. It looks like, oh, you want to come here and downplay things that we celebrate when it's our group, and basically when it's you, we're supposed to roll out the red carpet. And that's what I'm saying. The premise is kind of same thing like with the African community, Caribbean community, some people talking about, Black History Month is for us too. And it's like, when you mean us too, like we're talking about our history here. We wouldn't go to your country and make our history your history. Don't make sense. You hear the people hanging on the Juneteenth, like, oh, Juneteenth for us. Like, okay, what are y'all doing? You get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is that's what I'm talking about when I say to push to get along. It's not going to be entirely successful, but we had all of that. We had Martin Luther King Day, Cesar Chavez Day, and and I don't know if we really had if the school recognized Cinco de Mayo. I don't know. I don't remember the celebration, but I do remember that there were Chinese New Year's and stuff.
Right.
And we had assemblies, and and as a kid, from my perspective, it's just another holiday. It's just another day away from class, a day where they'll have a show or something, and the Chinaman will have a show or something with a dragon or something. It wasn't. We were just taught to celebrate differences.
Right.
At least they were. But what I've noticed is that blacks with where I grew up, there was a lot of race-based violence because we outnumbered the Latinos, at least back then, by a significant margin, and we made our strength apparent. I think a lot of this resurgence of racism is due to a retaliation for the ill behaviors of the past when our community was stronger and theirs were weaker.
In some ways I get that, and in other ways
we can't deny that we do bully people. We cannot.
No. What I'm this is what I'm gonna say about that. There comes a point where you gotta separate street culture from just the whole two races going after. You get what I'm saying? And
Agreed,
a lot of times, go ahead.
Those beat up kids grow up to be adults that
right.
That are
regular. Usually right. Absolutely. It's a thing where I'm not about to put gang life as I hate a group for life, especially and this is where if you weren't in the streets and somebody did that to you, I get it. But a lot of these people who've been talking that in that aspect, they was in the streets, and then they try to and they racialize it too, and it's like, nah, dog, you can't have it both ways.
Well, it was street dudes picking on non-street dudes simply because they could.
Yeah, but, okay, but that's a thing that street dudes do across the board. You get what I'm saying?
No, they left me alone,
Hmm?
and I'm not a street dude. I never
No,
was.
no, no. Street people in the streets pick on people all the time. That's
Okay. I
that's a
mean,
that
I get what you're saying. It was largely race based, and I don't think that because the street dudes were particularly racist. I think that there was an assumption that with a black kid, even if he's a nerd or something like that, even if he's small, that there is a remote possibility of some loose affiliation. And even if he don't have it now, he would. Like his sister finds, starts dating Nino Brown, and next thing you know, you're in trouble for picking on him. So I think that, which is not necessarily going to be the case when you mess with an Asian or a Latino. I think that that is really what kept it at bay. But other than that, then they probably would just go willy nilly just picking on people just cause.
let, let me ask you this. What years you talking about? What era you talking about?
So when the period I'm talking about where it was the worst as far as attacks on non-blacks um, was junior high, which would be the early '90s for me. This was a little bit after the King riots that I've seen this going down. I didn't see it at all in high. Let me make it clear. I didn't see it at all in high school.
Okay.
Um, and in high school in general, street kids just dropped out by then.
Right. That's part of my issue. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you're saying in that aspect, like people are talking about their issues, but by the time you became a teenager to an adult, you really wasn't having them same issues.
agreed, agreed. I'm saying that those picked on kids became an adult, and it. I think that that affected the ethnic reputation.
A- and what about every okay? I you know what? I just tell you that. And what about the flip side of that, where we were dealing with their adults issues in that same time period? We were dealing with their adults having being the quote unquote bullies, even the people who had businesses, the people who were just neighbors in the community. We were dealing with them. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I just can't relate as much.
Okay.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not obtuse, and I understand the whole hurry up and buy type mentality that was going on. I understand that, but as far as just what level are we talking about here? There's the hurry up and buy level, and then there's the no colors level. Like, so what are we talking about here?
Well, no colors. You couldn't say no colors in certain places by the '90s, bro. Only sundown towns could get that one.
Well,
But
but they existed in the '90s. I mean, so
yeah,
you
sundown
know,
towns.
yeah,
They still exist, but sundown towns could do that. When you got to major metropolitan cities, wasn't going down like that. You know,
yeah. But I'm saying, like, what? So what are we talking about? Because yeah, I mean, hurry up and buy. Leave your backpack at the door. No more than two students at a time. I mean, I got all that. I got all that. If that's what you're talking about.
or the minute you walk in, you stole something, or picking a fight with you, or taking all of your stuff, dumping it, and then when you find out there's nothing wrong, oh well, get the f out. That type of stuff
Okay.
too.
Okay. I'm
Or
gonna
when you
say
bought stuff cash back then, you give somebody a 20, and what you had was five. You spent five, you get back $11 or 10. You're like, hey, where my change at? And then it becomes a whole issue. That type of stuff.
okay. Um, I did steal. Let's start there. When I was young, I would steal pens. I would steal dye for my pants, and I would steal condoms. Um, so they were right to look
At who?
at me.
At you.
Yeah, at me. Well, I'm not talking about individually. I mean, we know. I mean, I don't know if you did also, but we know that
No,
kids steal.
no,
We know that. We know that we have a tendency to pocket something from time to time.
no.
Well, I did. I'm admitting that I did.
Oh, you did. You did.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I would say also that if I had a shop, though I wouldn't go to the extremes that you were talking about, tipping over backpacks and stuff like that, or emptying out backpacks and stuff like that, or just however, I would probably have like no more than two student rule and things like that.
That evolved. The even with that, speaking of that, even now, um, it was like first and foremost. Let me do this. If you were a kid in I'm gonna say 96, and
Okay.
you're mad about something that happened to you as a kid in 96, and in 2026, that's your basis for why you don't like or why you're anti-black. That's not gonna come off as actually sensible.
No, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the message of getting along with people, particularly of other races, was lost on black youth. That's what I'm saying.
But that
See,
okay,
why is the chat room sounding like this? Listen, I'm not trying to um, excuse anything. What I'm trying to do is say, what can we do different? That's what I'm trying to say. What
okay,
can we as black people do different to get along?
we could just that's I think that's what we're doing now. We're just taking a step back from everybody. Let
Okay,
everybody fight their
I
own
agree with that.
battles, so we can't be the reason that they have a battle, or we can't be the sabotager of their battle. You know what I'm saying? That's because I think what wound up happening over time is us as a group became a scapegoat for everybody, and for us it's like, how about, and what it looks like remember when I talked about the COVID thing with the Asian hate crime bill. You remember, even during that period, they were like, look, we got to get rid of affirmative action because of, we should be getting into Harvard more, basically, or Ivy League schools more. And then they fought for that. And they got played, but whatever. But then it became oh snap. We didn't realize we kind of was dismantling quote unquote affirmative action because we wanted what we wanted. And now we're not even getting that. But you're not, you don't see the Asian community fighting to put it back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
I do
like
see what you're saying. So,
just like now the Hispanic community, like I said, going through this whole issue with immigration and ICE and all of that other stuff. Um, when people say y'all voted for this, like y'all saw this happen before, and then y'all voted for this, and now instead of being like, yo, we got an issue. Let's just say America. You told us we could come here. You used us for cheap labor. You had us cleaning your houses and doing your yards and watching your kids and working these construction jobs while you took all this money. Now all of a sudden we're no good. But instead of doing that, the anger is basically focused at our community, while white people and predominantly their own people are the ones kicking them out.
agreed.
And so we're like, yo, how come you don't put that same energy that you have for us for whatever reason you made up? How come you don't use that to actually fight your battle till it's done? You know
I
what I'm
agree with
saying?
I agree with the hands-off approach. In this particular scenario, and that would be a response to their recent, racist behavior, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I think that they should fight this particular battle on their own. So don't get me wrong on that one. However, I do think that we as black people need to shut up about it. I think Dennis Ferlin needs to shut the F up about it because, what he's doing is, I mean, what we don't need is the PR nightmare and, the historical reference for them to say, because pendulums swing. And then when it's our turn, we don't need them to bring up old videos of Dennis Sperling, just cheering ice on while this is happening. We don't.
Well, I'm
I mean,
shout
let's
out
be
to Dennis.
mature about it. Like, okay, it's not our battle, and walk away quiet. There's no need to point and laugh.
Hold on. I'm glad you said that, but shout out to Dennis. SU, TSU graduate. Shout out to Dennis. Here's the thing, and it's not just, and I say this, Dennis basically does videos like reaction videos, even with that, right? He'll show you something of somebody else talking about us dirty, and he responds, and basically with that same energy. The issue that is the issue is when did all of a sudden, going back to the racial, getting along part, this is part of that same thing. Oh, so when you do it, it's cool, but when I do it, I got to be the bigger person. No.
Yeah, I think that we as Black people.
No.
See, okay. I think that we as Black people need to be bigger people. Absolutely.
No.
Like Bill Tremont.
We don't need to be bigger people.
I see them talking about the channel.
Like Bill Tremont is very interesting. We don't need to. You know why we don't need to be bigger people? Because being bigger people is what increased all these other groups of disrespect for us. We've watched all of these other groups come to America and be disrespectful to us, and we got to be the bigger people from children to adulthood. At the same time, watching them get smacked in the face by white America and being basically brown nosing.
Yeah, be bigger people.
No, sometimes the bigger person should knock you out. Sometimes the bigger person got to hit you back.
Sometimes I don't think. No, yeah, I agree. Sometimes the bigger person should do that, but not this time.
What time
That's
is
part
this
of being
time?
a bigger person.
What time should we do?
Why not this time? Huh?
What time should we not be the bigger person?
I'm saying in this instance, in the ICE situation, we should be the bigger people.
We are being the bigger people because we're not really joining ICE like that.
Exactly.
We didn't vote. We didn't vote for this situation to happen.
I agree. And we would be the biggest people who just shut up about it and let them fight their battles.
No. But most of us aren't really. Most of us are trying to figure out what's going on. Hold up. I got you. Hold on, usual business. You there? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Most of us don't. We don't really care in that aspect to like rub it in people's faces. But if you're gonna wind up doing something that disrespects us, we're gonna rub it in your face then.
And I agree. I mean, you're a bigger person. I'm just saying those of us who aren't, with platforms and stuff like that. I don't agree with that type of behavior. I think that if we want to, if we as Black people want to rebrand ourselves as a mature ethnicity of people that is deserving of leadership and respect, then we have to behave in a respectable manner all across the board.
Hold on, hold that thought.
Whoa.
Well, hold up. Who said we wasn't mature and respectable already?
World Star Hip Hop said it, and Jerry Springer said it, and every belligerent, ignorant bastard who embarrasses us says it.
Whoa.
Can I?
Go ahead. I'll wait.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Finally, this is what I keep saying. Black men have to be able to do retrospect and actually take themselves out of the situation, and this is what I mean by that, right? But Jerry Springer is literally a white Jewish man who gets paid to promote the most derelict necessarily Black people, right? Hip hop necessarily. What is it? Hip hop. What is the shit? Shade Room. All these other groups are ran by other ethnic groups of people who would honestly God want you dead in the first place. Right, so you're literally judging yourself by the worst of your kind, by people who are literally have an invested interest in your death. That's literally like me saying, "Oh, well, quote unquote," because a Jew. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, you can't say that. Quote unquote, a small hat necessarily made a website and put 3 Black people on it that are horrible individuals that this represents, quote unquote, Black people. Right now, or this is the mindset that we quote unquote want to push out to the world, right? No, that's a quote unquote, that's a propaganda hit piece, right? These are what these actually are. Where it comes to necessarily, where I think black men actually dropped the ball is not actually controlling our ethnic image fully. But I'm also rank that into 2 reasons. A, you had a population of people who were working against that or being sabotaged. And also, quote unquote, I'm really gonna say that I think we need to be more ruthless and cutthroat about doing that, because at the end of the day, everybody else is ruthless and cutthroat about their own and about their the well-being of their own ethnic image, right? Black men, on the other hand, necessarily want to be very, very lackadaisical about that, right? I know partially is, I'm also give a caveat. I also understand most of these dudes weren't taught this information at quote unquote children, right? You're learning, most people are learning this information at 15, 17, 30, see what I'm saying, 25 or whatever, right? When you should have been learning this crap necessarily at the age of 1, right? They don't, Hispanic women teach their kids how to be wise by the age of 5. She's learning how to cook and clean and how to manage a house by the age of 12, right? So I do get a caveat of where the issue is and where the problem is. Now, the question is, if black men are to go forward, what kind of women should we be choosing? And I think that's going to be the issue where black men, quote unquote, have the issue with, because you can't choose Keisha, bro. And I mean Keisha, white supremacist cultured black woman. You can't be choosing them. You can't choose them, bro. If you want your community to thrive.
I had to step off and come right back. So I came on the tail end of that. Here's the thing, because I'm about our image. First thing, our image has always been vast. The issue with our image is with people, with other people wanted to gravitate to in certain people's image. We've always had multitudes of different images. Now, who people decided was the most popular to them, that's what messed it up. But it was always a wide swath. As far as like the relationship part, that ain't listen. I'm old enough to say this and know this. There's hood rats in every group. It's just we talk publicly about ours. You know what I'm saying? There's hood rats in every group. So but I say that to say this. There are multitudes of different types of black communities in America. That's what
this is also a fact.
What we wind up doing.
Let's L.A.R. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm talking to reality.
No,
I
understand. Listen, there's
change. We're not going to get into the Keisha Olympics today, because this was about FBA versus everybody.
Do that, but let's not pretend like there isn't an abnormally high concentration of ignorant broads in our community.
Hell yeah!
Others. Yeah. Let's not pretend like it's equally distributed. Stupid. So I mean, come on now.
Whoa. I'm glad you said that. This is what I mean, and I'm gonna put it in this thing. What I will say is, we kind of give a pass, overlooking and a lot of grace to everybody else stupid and dysfunction. See, we put we do. We put a real magnifying glass on our stuff, and then when everybody else does their stuff, all it is repackaged ratchet, and we just go,
I'm gonna give you a quick one. I'm about to jump down real quick, right? Mexican dudes are known for quote unquote taking advantage of little girls necessarily, right? That even when Mexicans got this thing necessarily, you can't you apply this, you can't sleep over my house, so forth, so on. It's a real big thing in Mexican culture. You're like, your daughter can't sleep over somebody's house. They real serious about that because they know how they men get down, right? Now that's debauchery, right? Outright debauchery, right? But it don't package that way. And then you also don't have quote unquote women yelling from the treetops or whatever, for the mountaintops, that quote unquote all of these Mexican dudes is out here is effing on little 14-year-olds and younger and shit like that. It's not being put out there to in the open, right? But the end thing is, in the black community, you have I'm gonna call them white supremacist minded women who yell this shit from the quote unquote from the rapture necessarily, because at the end of the day, they out here trying to get a white man and be destructive and whatever, right? So I do say that we do have to understand the kind of the community that you currently in, and necessarily and what you want the community to be, which would mean that you will have to make different choices. I'm just gonna let that be, and I'm kind of sit down for a little bit. I got to charge my phone.
All right, we as black people need better PR, point blank, period. We need better PR, and I'm not even talking about the hip hop and the gangster movies and stuff like that, because those are largely fiction, or a dramatic depiction.
But that's what people that's what people take
as
the entirety of black culture.
About that. But I'm not talking about the fiction or anything like that. I'm talking about the fact, the stuff that we do and behave in public settings, as ourselves. Like, a person could just ignore our music and movies and all forms of our entertainment and then go to IHOP and see a bunch of fat broads with bonnets throw pancakes at each other, and then that affects the ethnic reputation. That is where we need severe correction.
Hold on. I'll. You know what?
Hey,
Edward,
nephew,
go
what's up
ahead.
with you,
Go.
man?
What's happening?
Well,
Say what you got to
like
say,
my
and I'm gonna
mom,
interject.
like my mama, former Bay would say, God was so that your best PR starts at home. It starts how you
So,
raised and what you accept in your
Agreed.
home, in the home of your
I,
mind and of your soul. Because you can't do your own PR from within your soul, your mind, and your home. You can't expect it outside of it.
now,
And the
I
thing, and
agree.
the thing about it, I'm living in Dallas, right? I'm up there walking in the area where they got Webb Chapel Road, Mrs. Timberland Road. I went by a house that had a broke down truck without no tires in somebody's yard. And guess who I saw in the front yard? Hispanic folks
Yeah.
in East
now,
Dallas. So see, there's an old saying in that Forrest Gump movie: "Stupid is that stupid does." Stupidity knows no race.
that's kind of my, because when you talk about like going out, this is what I
Hmm.
see normally. If you go out and we out here and we as black people we out here cutting up and acting a fool, yes. When you get non-black people cutting up and acting a fool, we act like it don't exist.
I don't care about them.
No.
I don't.
But here's the issue with that. We are comparing when we're saying we have an issue. So what winds up happening is, oh, we need to act more like these people
No,
and these people
listen,
and these people,
listen.
and at the
Even
Well,
same time when they
the
act
thing
just like
is,
that, it don't exist.
everybody else,
that's
even
I
if
mean
it was
that's why they're called
Hold
Karens and
on.
Kevins. That's why they're called Karens and Kevins. Those other races of people that be acting a fool
and,
like that, they're known as Karens and Kevins.
everybody else had an issue.
Say that last part again, game changer. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
You there?
Hello? I'm back.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'm back. Okay, I fixed it.
Say that
were you
last part
saying?
again.
L.A.R., you said something about his
I was
bed.
telling you to say that last part again because I thought you broke up at the end.
I did. I was saying my mic was messing up, so I left for a second. But no, what I'm saying is that, listen, I don't really care if everybody else has a bad reputation, and that would be an opportunity for us to improve, to show better. I'm saying that at least present as the Cosby Show, even if you want to be on some Menace to Society stuff in private. That's what I'm saying. And you shouldn't want that. And somebody said in the chat room, and I agree, and the brother Matt Bone said it too, that it is a lack of home training. Unfortunately, in the black community, black children are taught to only respect the authority of mama. And that is it, that is all. You don't have to respect anybody else but mama. And you see it, on police body cam videos, and you see it, in teachers' complaints on the students' behavior and stuff like that. We need to do better. This fight the power thing is not going to work when the power start fighting back.
L.A.R. game changer. I remember a long time ago when I used to be a substitute teacher in Little Rock, Arkansas school district, right?
Holy crap!
And I remember I had a problem with this young man and everything, right? This young black boy. And when I met his mama, she was up there coming in there like being loud, wearing a bonnet and flip flops.
Yeah.
And you know what I told her? I said the reason why your son has a hard time respecting authority is that you have a hard time respecting the authority of the dress code and the proper atmosphere of the behavior you're supposed to have when you come here. You don't respect yourself. That's why your son has a hard time respecting authority.
Let me get this in some way back to the topic in a sense. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Here's nah, because there's a part of this that people leave out in a general sense.
All right.
When people are here,
mm-hmm.
that are black Americans and they screwing up, they there. when other
Yeah.
groups, there are a lot of other groups who are not Black Americans who, when they screw up, they try to preface it as, I'm imitating Black people. And then after they leave, oh, I'm just, I'm a good, now I'm like, we're bad human beings in general, and everybody else is pretending to be bad when they're trying to be us, and then they go back to being good.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is we need to just stop screwing up. Can I get you to agree with that statement?
But that's idealistic.
Game changer. Everybody needs to stop screwing up, no matter what color they are. Everybody needs to stop screwing up.
Then my statement is true. I don't care what the others do. In fact, if they want to continue to screw up, then that's fine. I would like for screwing up to be a not Black thing because we haven't screwed up since 2026. I would like to look back in 2035 and say, you know something, I haven't seen a screw up in a very long time. I would love to see that.
You know what? No. Here's where I get it now. When we do idealism of the Black community, we start from the bottom. We start from the lowest of the low, and the lowest of the low need to fix themselves, because if they don't, the whole Black community is that. When we go to other community, we start from the highest of the high and ignore the lowest of the low. So what winds up happening is this: you ignore the excellence that already exists when it's Black. You ignore the progress. You ignore the progressive. You ignore the actual people that you're quote unquote hoping and looking that we can be. All of those people ignore, and what winds up happening is they're the majority.
No, what I'm telling the lowest of the low to do is to tone it down. Whatever stupidity gene they have, to turn it off temporarily, because you're embarrassing me. Listen, there was a scene in the movie Crash, and then you had, what's dude's name? Terrence Howard, and he was saying to Ludacris, who was a knucklehead,
that you're embarrassing me. You're an embarrassment to me.
He said, "You embarrass me, son, and you embarrass yourself."
That's right.
Because and throughout the movie, Terrence Howard had to deal with the stigma and BS because of the ludicrousness of the society.
And since you're gonna bring up the movie, what did Terrence Howard have to deal with?
The racism in Hollywood.
With his wife. The racism in Hollywood. Let's not forget when Tony Danza. With Tony Danza.
And what else?
Foolishness.
And what else?
And he had to do. I'm telling you what else. Let me rock.
When his wife was up there gaslighting him for not trying to stand to that white police officer when they were stopping him first time.
Chill out.
He had to deal with that cop on the fill-up stuff.
It was just fill-up.
His cop was.
You see, hold up. Thank you. Pause right there. That was my point right there, game changer. That was my point right there, game changer. When it came to what he had to deal with, the fill-up stuff. She just got felt up. That's all she got felt up.
I'm saying it's because of we need to change our behavior. That's what I'm saying.
That had nothing to do. Black. Hold on. Whoa. Ludacris's behavior had nothing to do with that cop sexually assaulting his wife in that movie.
Oh, but you want to know whose behavior did? Loretta Devine's. Oh, we're not going to talk about that, huh?
What did she do to the cop?
Oh, yeah, you forgot. Okay. I remember.
Wait a minute. I get what you're saying, man. When that cop was up there filling his wife up in that scene, she tried to gaslight him for being a coward because he didn't want to be stupid enough to be macho enough to get shot by the cop for trying to break in when he did that.
Yeah. We're not even going to talk about old girl and her lack of ability to shut the F up. We're not even going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about Loretta Devine's scene. So before that happened, the cop, what's his name? Matt something. His father.
The cop played by Matt Dillon.
Dillon, thank you.
No,
his father, right quick. His father was suffering from old people disease, and it hurt. Yeah, cancer, and it hurt when he peed and stuff. So his father is like crying in the middle of the night, can't get no sleep and everything. And he pleads to Loretta Devine, who's a government, affirmative action type woman, and she's sitting in the chair. He's like, listen, all you got to do to, improve my father's conviction is just a flick of the pen. He never did anything, to black people. He had a construction company. He paid them fair back when nobody else would. He gave all this spiel, and she still just said no because she could. So he goes out into society pissed. See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all think that stuff just ends when you jump a Mexican in the 7th grade. I'm saying it rings out. It has a domino effect.
No. Your domino effect, right?
Yes, it's a domino effect, and it started with Loretta Devine.
No.
That.
Whoa. That domino, you think that was I get what you're saying. She was a jerk, so because she was a jerk, he got to sexually assault a black woman. Justified.
No, I'm not saying it's apples and apples. Well, I will say he saved her life at the end, but I'm not.
Well, the thing was, he was a jerk to begin with before the situation happened anyway.
How was he a jerk?
Because he was up there harassing black folks before the situation happened at that health insurance office. You know what I'm saying? He was already a jerk to begin with.
No, he wasn't. What are you talking about? It started with Loretta Devine. He didn't wake up in the morning like I'm going to mess with it.
It was before. It was actually before Loretta Devine.
It's not.
It was before that scene.
No, it wasn't. That was like the first scene.
No.
The first scene. She was after.
No. Bring this back.
Hey, you remember L.A.R. movie? You remember when he had a talk with that young white cop played by Ryan Phillippe? We have the criticizing him up there trying to always harass black folks while they was on the beat and patrol. You know what he told him? Hey man, give this job a few years and see if you feel any different.
Now
that's what he told him before he met Loretta. That was before he met Loretta Devine in that movie.
No, that wasn't before. That was a reaction because the white dude, the young dude, didn't want to mess with Matt Dillon because of the fill-up. He's seen the fill-up. He's like, I don't want to have nothing to do with him. And it turns out that he's worse. That homie was worse than Matt Dillon. But we're talking about Ludacris here.
No, I'm getting back to that.
Okay.
How did that end with him and old boy? Him and Lorenz Tate, if I believe.
Yeah, he killed him.
Well, Lorenz Tate ended up being shot by dude. I mean, when they was up there in the car, he was up there making fun of his Statue of Liberty on the dashboard. Then Ryan Phillippe felt away about it. You talking about near the end of the movie?
Yeah.
No, they was in the car together, Lorenz Tate and Ryan Phillippe, right? When he was up there on the street, needed a ride home, hitchhiking, right?
No. And see, this is what y'all skipping. But this is what exactly what I'm trying to say. At the end of the movie, they wound up saving them Asians that was getting trafficked.
Yeah, that's right. At the end of the movie, he ended up releasing those trafficked Asians. Now I see what you're saying.
So what I'm getting at as Game Changer talking about what you could do for one person can affect the interactions with other persons. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I get what he's saying about that. Okay. What I don't get is you realize when it's other people with us, their reactions are very extreme to something that should be minor. Right. But if we go extreme, all of a sudden, oh, it's the worst thing in the world. Oh, we need to be bigger people. Like 15 minutes ago, you talked about being a bigger person.
Yeah.
While agreeing with somebody being a lowly person.
I'm not agreeing with any of the lonely people.
Well, why can't white folks be the bigger person though when they do the same thing? I see what you're getting at, L.A.R. Why can't white people be the big person when they do it?
It ain't just. It's just everybody. It's just in a general.
But, I mean,
sense.
Everybody else, right? General sense, yes.
This concept.
I don't care. Listen.
I know you don't care.
I don't care about them. I'm saying that we need to be bigger people. If they want to be small, let them be small. Homie was trafficking. He was trafficking his own people like he's just some kind of dumb homie slave trader or something like that. And let them be, and you be the bigger person. I commend Ludacris for doing that. He's like, listen, I may be a car thief, but I am not a slaver. And he let them people go. I commend him for that. That's what I'm talking about. That's less of an embarrassment. Let them lose their souls. Ain't that what he said in Godfather? He said they're animals, so let them lose their soul. That's how other people. They're like, okay, I'm gonna let you lose your soul.
Wait. This goes back into the same argument. The people in Godfather were all animals.
Yes, I agree. So
But you
let
see,
them
Yeah,
but once
I mean
again,
they were animals too
once
because they
again,
killed the Italians.
but once again,
They killed the
let's just
Italians.
skip. This
Yeah,
is where,
let them lose
and
their
I'm
soul.
using
That's what I'm saying. You're
no,
talking about no.
I'm
Why
using
is it
your
that we as black
hold
people?
on, hold on. I'm using your ideology as an example of the black people that say, "Don't worry about everybody else. Let's just be the best us." But when everybody else does something to us, we're not supposed to worry about it. But if we do something, we should worry about it.
I'm not
That's
saying
a
to
purposeful
us.
blind
I'm
spot.
no. I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying to us. I'm saying that when they like to do ignorant crap, you know, park their car on the lawn or some crap like that. You know, that is their business. And just like they ignore our ignorance but remember it, we need to ignore theirs but remember it. And we need to be less ignorant. People in that chat room talking about me because I said the stupid gene. Listen, if it don't apply to you, then don't worry about it.
Who,
No,
you know
but
what?
there is
No,
a
no, no. I got
non-insignificant.
a real question. I got a real question because this comes up when people talk about Black Americans a lot. When people say we need to be better people, are they
Yeah,
referring to us being? Is the referral being more like white people or more like Black people of old?
more like black
They're
people
talking
alone.
about being more like black people of old, like
Yeah,
People's Grocery in Memphis, Black Wall Street, Oklahoma, and Rosewood in Florida.
yeah. Like
Because
the what's
during the
his
time of
name?
segregation,
Sidney
you had
Poitier
black
archetype.
lawyers, black bankers, and all that in their own communities, successful and
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yeah,
And
and then you
And
had
and
we
the
had
and
when I
the
had a
Sidney
conversation with you,
Poitier
L.A.R.
Bill
movie about
Cosby
that.
archetype.
Where the Hispanics learn how to
hold on.
develop their own businesses and stuff from? They learned it from us, how we did it during segregation.
He's
That's where they
speaking
learned it
truth.
from.
So we need to go back to be like Black people of old
Absolutely.
and basically kind of retrofit who we are now to them.
Absolutely, yes. Sometimes you need to take a
So,
step back.
and when we do stuff like that, do you see it?
Yes, I do. Shout out to Ben
Do
Carson. You know, I mean, shout out to the brother that just made the trip around the moon. What's his name? Apollo Creed. Like, shout out to
Apollo Creed,
the
really?
brothers that do the stuff to make us look good. To the
Look,
Thurgood
look, look.
Marshalls and the Clarence
But
Thomases.
The
let
Thurgood
me say
Marshalls and the
this.
Clarence Thomas. I hear you.
I
No
mean,
David
let me say.
Stewart.
Well, L.A.R. movie. Let me say this: when we try to do that, there's always going to be some lower vibrational Negroes. They're going to call us, coons, Uncle Ruckus for demanding that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we criticize their low vibrational behavior and then give them pointers on how to raise up the vibration of that.
Yeah,
Because it
I
seems like
agree.
every time we give constructive, holistic criticism about the bad behavior in a collective fashion, because the thing about it, culture is based on a collective mindset.
Agree.
And then the thing about it, man, I mean, because if you can't heal the black family, how are you going to heal the black civilization? Because family is the foundation of civilization.
He's spitting facts,
Mm.
and ours is broken. And the remnants, the people who are standing over the ashes of it, is teaching ignorance to the children.
Now,
You know,
I'm gonna make a statement about that because this is a thing that cracks me up nowadays. They say the European population is dying off because they're not making families. Then you have, which is part of the reason why they have the Immigration Act, because they felt like Hispanics was making too many families. And in the Black community, we have quote unquote split families, right? So ironically, what you have now is a bunch of people, a large portion of people who don't have families talking about having families to fix society. That don't make no sense. Because if you wanted to
wait,
fix it, you would participate and create a family.
I agree. I agree.
Right?
I wish
L.A.R. movie.
I
It's a real trip. It's a real trip that leader of the Heritage Foundation when he mentioned the low decline in birth rates and the lowering of family values, he mentioned that he said we might have to like remove or repeal a lot of these women's rights to lift up the birth rates again and lift up families again.
But is it?
See, that's I mean, but see,
Frame
there's
runner.
always but see, there's always like a morphogenic field effect every time you give freedom to certain demographics of people. Ever since that sexual revolution and Roe versus Wade, a lot of that family value vibration has come down a bit ever since the late 60s, early 70s.
No. See, here. Let me point this out. People talk about family values in 2026 like family values has been a thing in America since the beginning of dawn. Yeah, that's bullshit. You got a frame runner. What the hell happened?
What's up? I'm on
America
camera. What's up?
Okay. You got it. Go ahead. Speak your mind, man.
My question is it too late? That's my question.
Is it too late?
Is it too late?
Yes, because like we're too far gone, and not to mention
who's too far gone for what?
Our community. We don't even teach our own black culture like that. We expect public schools to teach us who we are.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb, frame runner, and I'm gonna say no. And here's why. History shows that people have come from and suffered through worse, believe it or not, and thrived at the end. When you hear
we've suffered through worse and thrived at the end.
Well, I'm about to explain you. Can I say?
My bad.
Go ahead.
So Vercingetorix, when his people, who are now the Spaniards, came from Gaul, the tribe of Gaul or something like that, they were displaced by the Hun, and then when they came to the Roman gates looking for help, the Romans made them sell their children for dogs, which is why, even today, some Italians will call Spaniards dogs. That's what you heard it on New Jack City, when you deal with Spanish dogs, you wind up with Peruvian fleas or something like that.
Hold on, game changer. Give me like 2 or 3 minutes. Do your thing. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, so they were enslaved. They had to sell their children for dog meat, which is a very low position. And then a generation later, they wound up sacking Rome and creating their own nation in Spain. And there was a time when it was one of the most powerful nations in Europe with the discovery of the Americas and stuff like that. So yes, people have come back from very dire situations and strive. The Anglo-Saxons were colonized. They were raped by Vikings and all kinds of stuff. And look at them now. The Germans, were once colonized by the Romans, and look at them now. So yes, people have survived through dire circumstances. However, it does require a change, a significant cultural change. You have to adapt.
That's so reminded me when I had discussion with some of my. So that's so reminded when I was discussing with some of my Hispanic friends. I told them this. It's like my slave masters came from England, while your slave masters came from Spain. Because the reason why you speak in Spanish because your slave master spoke Spanish, because he was known as the Spaniard, the conquistador. The conqueror.
But my question is this: how many of those groups suffer from self-hate that you just named? And how many of those groups are considered?
Self-hate be? Well, good question. How would self-hate be expressed?
In a lot of ways. I mean, it's expressed more through the women than through black women than black men. But at the same time,
like you talking about the
say this,
right?
Through black men,
right?
Hold that thought. What did I miss?
No, okay.
Through black women word, but black men actually practice it to a degree as far as self-hate. Disrespect within the community. Like we don't even respect each other like that before it even get to make progress.
Yeah, something. I guess we are built right.
None of those groups that you just named is like they didn't have no type of self-hate within each other.
Who? Okay, pause. What was the groups that was named?
Spaniards, Germans, and Anglo-Saxons.
My
They don't have
question is,
hatred
if
towards
it's
each
too
other.
late, what you gonna
What?
do about it? Just gonna give up and cry about it?
I ain't crying about it.
That's
I ain't
usually
crying about
what's
nothing.
going on. Oh well, okay. Too late for
We gotta
us.
start with
Answer your question.
all I'm
The
saying. We
groups
gotta
that I
start with
named
respect
were
first. We gotta build a respect factor up first. That's all I'm
well,
saying.
right quick.
That's the first step.
The groups that I named were.
I think.
Frame runner, I think you got to really think of a more
Hold
realistic
on,
and
hold on, hold
practical
on. Wait.
paradigm of
One at a
solutions
time.
though
One at a
for that.
time.
Go ahead. Right.
So L.A.R. asked
Go
for the
ahead,
groups that
Game
were
Changer.
named. The groups that were named were the Spaniards, the Germans, and the Anglo-Saxons.
Well,
All tribes of people who
no.
Okay.
What, LR, here was my point about it. I was on the
Hey,
panel
hold
with
on,
like five.
whoa.
My bad. Go
Hold
ahead.
up. Thomas, what you got to say?
Oh, what's up,
Oh,
Thomas?
what's up, club, y'all? Is my audio okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now I want to come up here because, man, game changer. Like, I feel you, but I just feel like you're just dogging on us. Like, you're just giving too much leeway. Like, you are very forgiving of other people's behavior. You're allowing them to have like saying like this domino effect, how it affects them and it comes towards us, but we're not allowed to have that domino effect based on our experience with other groups.
Okay, what I'm saying is this: um, worry about your kids, not other people's kids. More so, if your kid is misbehaving, then that is the focus. It's not that I'm giving other groups of people a pass. It's just that I don't care. Like, if they want to embarrass themselves by, parking their lawns on their or parking their cars on their lawns, then let them be. If they want to let their daughter wear makeup at 9 years old, then that's their thing. You know, I'm saying focus on our kids, focus on our image. The worse their image is, the better ours will be. That's what I'm saying. We need to stop with the bonnets. We need to stop with the ass pants Negroes, and we need to behave better. Like Mac Bone said, turn the clock back to where brothers wore suit and ties and wore tuxedos to Sugar Ray's. That's what we need to
But you
do.
talking like everybody just in jail, bro. What about the black people out here that's really doing good? That's trying to be out the
Great.
way. That's not going
I
to
mean,
jail. You don't care
you
about
don't have
them.
to expect good behavior. I mean, you don't spank your kids. You don't spank the kids that get straight A's. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ass pants. I'm talking
Most of
about
the most black
the
people ain't
25
out
letters
here
of the
doing the
code.
most stuff, bro. You made
I'm
it seem
talking
like
about those.
everybody just going to jail and everybody just messing up.
That's
No,
an
I'm talking
issue.
about. No, I'm not saying everybody's messing up. I'm saying the ones that are messing up, we
So
need
what
to
about the
address
black
it.
people that are
You
doing what they supposed
address.
to do? What are you gonna give with them instead of talking about the ones who ain't?
I mean,
And that's
what the problem is
Why?
with that. Those black
Why
people
are
that
you
are doing
talking about
good, bro.
somebody who's
They
already
should be
correct? Why are you
celebrated more
correcting
on
the
social
behavior of
media.
somebody who
They're being
already became
celebrated by
corrected?
the generation of social media. That's
that's just
No,
one part. That's part of the
Hold on.
problem.
That's
and I
part of
agree.
what I
It's
heard.
just
My
not
bad. Go ahead.
entertaining. Like when you go on social, like if you go on social media and you talk about okay, black person doing good, most likely those topics aren't really interesting or entertaining. You always go to the dysfunction because it's funny. And you want to watch it, and that's why those things get popularized and say, okay, this is all black people. No, sometimes these black people who are acting a fool aren't acting like that on a day-to-day basis. They're just showing out because whether they're just at an event or they see the camera on them. It's not a majority
okay.
of us. It's a small portion, or it's just like
It
okay,
doesn't matter.
we're
That small portion embarrasses me. That
Hold on.
small
Hold on. Hold
portion
on. Hold on. Hold
embarrasses
on.
me.
Hold on.
It needs to be corrected.
Here's the
I,
thing. Just, just,
but,
just hold
but
on.
some of
Just
the
give me one
acts I
second.
don't think is really that bad. I
Hold
just
on.
think that okay, we say okay, they're black people.
It's
Okay,
too bad.
we're gonna say
It
okay,
is.
this is
It is. It's bad enough to
See,
embarrass me.
basically
hold on.
what we
Hold
do
on.
that'll be considered a 2. Other people will consider as a 9. But other people who do certain acts they're at a 7. They say okay, that's a 2. That's normal. That's not bad. Oh, they're just having fun.
I
Now
don't
I'm
know
gonna
what the
say this.
number 17
G.
means.
I'm gonna say this. I'm
Okay.
gonna say this, and this is
I
what
just use it as an
this.
example how like what we do when we do
Can you
certain
hear me?
things that's very mild is considered something just wild. But what other groups do certain things like let's say the sports games, how they have these little riots. Oh, they're just upset. They're just protesting because their favorite football team lost a game.
No,
We
no,
never do
no,
that
no,
No.
shit.
Let
no.
me pause this for 1 second.
Let's not
Hold
pretend
on.
like we don't
This
have
is
our own
something.
brand of stupid. Let's not
No.
pretend like we
I
don't have
get it.
our own brand of stupid that's uniquely us, okay? Let's not pretend like it don't exist. And let's
The
not
irony,
No,
right?
we're not gonna do that. Hold on, game changer. This is what I realized. It's in a general sense. Earlier you talked about PR. We need better PR, right?
Yeah, we do.
And a lot of times PR comes from.
I say the irony because, like I said, like what they do during these sports games, over a sports game, it'd be ridiculous. But let's say that we celebrate. We celebrate. We're just a bit a tad loud. Then we say, okay, man, they're loud and ghetto, and we can't stand them. They don't know how to act. They don't know how to be civilized. No, we're celebrating for this one moment.
That's what I'm talking about. Stop pretending like it's just a tad
I'm
loud.
finna be both of y'all because y'all killing me right now. Y'all killing me right
But
now.
is it a celebration? Are we really harming other people? Are we in a public setting?
See, that's the thing. Ill behavior. The host silenced us.
I ain't doing shit. I'm about to do it. Earlier when you talked about PR,
Go ahead, bro.
and I was thinking,
Yes.
and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, listen, what happens is with our PR of
No,
our
I'm done.
negativity-
That's all I want to say. Go ahead.
Chill out, I got you. When it comes to our negativity, our PR, that negativity is poverty. Starts with poverty and then it goes to ratchet and poverty, right? That's where it started. When it comes to other groups' negativity, a lot of their stuff, as far as the way it's represented, is really middle class and upper class. Their degeneracy is basically sheltered in being in middle class and upper class behavior.
Okay, I get it.
So, huh?
L.A.R., are you going to complain about the referee or are you going to knock him out?
You can't knock out the ref, you're going to lose.
No, are you going to knock out your opponent or are you going to complain about the referee?
That's the point.
Yes. Oh, no, that is the point. It's
See, if you know, wait.
Are
You
measured by a
know,
different ruler. But that just means we got to have a bigger penis. That's what that means. And we got to be the bigger people.
I'm about to cut you with that shit right there. I'm just, you know what? Shut up. I ain't trying to hear that shit. You bringing dicks into it. You tripping. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, at some point, people gotta take into consideration what you're looking at as negative from us. It isn't looked at as negative from other groups. That's part of this whole issue. And I ain't just talking about what you talking about, game changer, not just that. I'm talking about in the general sense of even when it comes to, hold on, Jen, I see you somewhere in here. There you go. I'm talking about in the yeah, we got you. I'm talking in this aspect. When people talk about education, they do it. When people talk about work ethic, they do it. When people talk about manners, they do it. You get what I'm saying? We're the worst of the worst, but everybody who has the same behavior, it's overlooked. And the reason why it becomes a problem for us,
have the same behavior.
What?
What? What? What's
Who
the
does? Because have the fucking cartel, bro. The Mexicans are killing each other like crazy. What are you talking about?
What's the white equivalent to a woman with slippers and a bonnet just throwing a mattress in front of the house?
It's a surprise.
Trailer
park trash.
The Civil War.
Trailer park trash.
What's the Chinese equivalent to that? What's the Chinaman equivalent to that? No, we have our own unique brand of stupidity that needs to
the slums.
What are you talking about?
Maybe you just don't
even wear a bonnet. No,
huh?
There's no equivalent.
You know what? L.A.R. on the panel. I got to tell you something pretty interesting.
You're not paying attention.
I got to tell you something pretty interesting.
Don't get it twisted.
Right.
You know what? I got to tell something pretty interesting. There was this white YouTuber that told this lady in Miami that she needed to be better dressed and put some clothes on. And what was so ironic about it is that not only was she was mad about the moral criticism, guess what? Her father was mad about it. That's pretty ironic to me. She up there wearing provocative, scantily clad clothes at night in Miami.
Hold on.
And then like the dude saying, yeah.
No. Wait. I'm finna do this real quick.
Go ahead.
The topic was FBA versus everybody.
I got you.
Niggas always bringing it back to the girls.
Okay.
My bad, bro.
See, hold on. No, I didn't even know you did it. I walked. This is where we have a problem. You want to talk about being better, but when it comes to being better, we always offshoot to this fuck shit about girls.
Right.
Like, if y'all really want to get, if you really want to get active about this, and I'm gonna be completely honest and say it just like this. some of you basically doing the same thing with the women that I'm saying these other races doing with us. When you doing some fuck shit, it don't count. But when she doing some fuck shit, it count.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Don't paint me.
Yeah,
Don't paint me with that, bro.
yeah.
I just got finished talking about Ludacris and the ass.
It counts. Don't get it twisted. Got a whole penal system for that.
Yeah. So I just got finished talking about how they embarrass me. The ass pants, the 25 letter niggas, they embarrass me. No, I'm equal opportunity. I'm saying that they all need to pull their pants up and behave like Sidney Poitier.
Okay, let's get reality. Okay, so from your position, people who are, let's just say, ratchet as hell, they embarrass you.
Yes, absolutely.
And people can view you as a white apologist and you embarrass us.
Yes, absolutely.
What am I
It does cut both ways. It does cut both ways, gentlemen. It does.
No. What am I apologizing for?
No, hold on. My bad. Jens,
Bro,
my bad.
you don't know if you want to care about black people fucking, but
hold
I'm the fuckery on first page, but not the white man. Nah,
yes,
man.
because
And the other people.
Embarrass me. White people's fuckery don't embarrass me. White people's fuckery don't embarrass me and embarrass them.
Hold on.
Listen,
you know what?
Why do you care about?
No, hold up, yo. No, game changer. Hold up.
But you care about what the white people think of you and what these other people think of you, and that's where the embarrassment comes from, huh? You care about what these other races think.
Right.
Hold on,
like
Jens,
I said, man, the hunger for white validation is stronger than crack.
Jens, go. Every time I say Jens, go, y'all want to overtalk. Shit.
My bad.
You know.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Cold-blooded. I'm finna turn it to Tyreek on y'all ass.
It's cool.
Jens, you there? That's enough. I think you recording. No.
People don't deserve wrenching. You love the white man. You see, it's ignorance like that is what I'm talking about. It's not a matter of that. I'm saying that we need to control our own behavior, which has nothing to do with the white man. I'm saying that we are our own worst PR enemy.
But your issue, hold on.
Sure if y'all can hear me.
Hold on, but here's where your logic comes into play. On one end, you would say, don't do stuff to other people because it can affect them and they'll do something to somebody else. On the other end, you'll say, if you black, I don't care about that. You just need to figure it out. So if people do stuff to us, it don't count. If we do stuff to other people, it counts.
Don't count when people do stuff to us. When did I say that? It counts. That's the time to retaliate. But
earlier you said that it needs a perfect time to retaliate. Basically, we should be the bigger person. See what happens to we should be the bigger person.
But the other demographics need to be the bigger people too.
What do you think would happen if I smacked John Jones? Like big people retaliate.
Oh, but hold up. You know what? I'm glad you said that. So I saw this on social media. No. I saw this on social media. And I kind of agree with it. There was a guy, he was talking, he said, listen, when people do stuff to us, when we respond, he said, you got to equate it to when a man beats a woman. Because if another person who is not a black American does something to us and then we respond to it, they get treated like if we're beating a woman.
Yep.
Especially if
went through this in the military.
Listen, just stop doing dumb crap.
What exactly is dumb crap?
I'll give you an example of dumb crap. When they because of COVID happened somewhere and people started jumping Chinamen for no reason. That's stupid.
Oh, that was made up, bro.
When that?
And the white man went out there and shot up a whole Chinaman spot. And they walked them out here doing the Chinese dirty. He called them, telling them they got the Chinese flu, the compound. Yeah, but it all go to black people, huh?
I seen it. I'm not saying, and I'm not gonna give it.
Bro, but no black people was shooting up Chinese massage parlors like the white man was during COVID. The whole white man shot up a whole Chinese, Asian spot.
Listen,
bro,
they won't talk about
I'm talking about our behavior. I'm talking about our behavior.
We wasn't out here treating the Asians that bad, bro. You may seem like, bro.
Watch this. Answer this question.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, don't
answer this
do
question,
it. You
Game
have
Changer.
the urge, whatever urge is in stupid people's soul to do stuff like that. Stop it.
Just indulge me. Just indulge me with this, Game Changer. When's the last time you heard about a black person just beating on an Asian person?
I haven't heard
Since
of it
COVID.
recently.
Since COVID.
No, you're right. I haven't heard of it recently. I'm saying
exactly. So the dumb shit you talking about ain't
That's propaganda, bro.
I haven't heard about that since 2018.
Fake news, man. No, understand.
But yet, guess what? Black people are still the highest on the hate crime, on the FBI hate crime statistics, right? Black people have been getting are high on hate crimes. Why is that? If we doing the most of other people, why aren't the Asians high on the hate crime list then?
You're bringing up a separate problem. Okay, answer me this: should we just go around smacking up Asians?
Do we?
So you'll all agree?
Do we?
With our cease and desist on stupid crap?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
So
we don't.
Crap you talking about has ceased and desist.
I'm glad that I am happy for us that at least that aspect of black stupidity has ceased.
So you brought up some black
chicken fried rice that a lot of black folks like to eat.
Hold up. You brought up some black stupidity as something that we're doing stupid that we're not doing. And at the best you can say 5 years ago it was done. At the best you can say 5 years ago we did.
And desist, and I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us.
You weren't proud because you brought this shit up. You just happen to be wrong.
Hey, look.
You can at least say stop the black on black, because that's pretty much the only thing that's happening. But like we don't attack other groups like that.
PR. We are talking about PR. But now that you mention it, yes, we do need to stop the black on black stupidity.
You know what?
All right, I gave you ammo.
Wait. Game changer from the Bay. We need to stop.
I'm saying all forms of
yeah, white people need to stop the white on white crime. The Mexicans need to stop the Mexican on Mexican crime. Just need to stop
proximity.
There
proximity,
could be
bro.
no
If
white.
something is stupid, don't do it. Why is that hard?
Yeah, but
Even if we do stuff.
Wait. If something is stupid, don't do it. What you just did was blaming us for some shit that's 5-6 years old was stupid. Don't do it no more.
Okay, no, I'm giving an example of stupid.
It was a dumb example.
You asked for an example. Okay, you want like a recent example? Didn't some, well, he's mentally ill, but that was 8 kids. Stop doing stupid. I could go to World Star Hip Hop right now, type in
You know how many white people do that, and it, boy.
Stop saying white people do it. I'm saying just because they do it,
but we are going to be the ones that are looked at a certain way when we do it versus them.
Okay, so anyway, if black people stop doing stupid shit, is that gonna make other people like us?
That's never going to happen.
Black people stop doing stupid shit. Is that gonna make you feel better?
It will make them hate.
At no point in time.
So you do care about what these other races think about black people. You do care overall about what these other people think about us. I see.
It'll make them for the right to be stupid. Gosh,
we not. You trying to put us in a moral high ground, bro?
We're fighting. We're fighting.
So you want us to be
actually be talked about with shit that we actually do.
So you want us to be like Japan. You want the black people of you want the blacks to be like the Japanese there, huh?
Docile.
Yes, with bigger people.
Docile? You're not saying docile, are you?
That's the second time you've done that.
You see that shit. You back on mute. You back on mute. You back on mute. You gotta stop bringing up dicks.
I didn't say that word. I didn't say the word, L.A.R. But no, I want us to be culturally aligned with them. However, with our physical attributes that surpasses theirs. Absolutely.
Japan is failing. Japan is failing.
Yeah.
They're attached to America. You know that, right?
The outside look good.
You're not just attached to America. He's attached to the white man and the other man. He cares more about what they think about us, and he cares about what.
I'm talking about Japan's situation. That's what I'm talking about.
L.A.R., let me ask you a question. Have you heard about that ongoing social media tag about Japanese people referring to Black Americans as Viltrumites? Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
That
ain't new. Well, Viltrumites are new, but that ain't new.
Gaijins, I mean, yeah, outsiders.
They're scared of anything over 5'6". So it's like
You do realize what that's tied to, right? You know, maybe about a year, 2 years ago, they started saying they wanted black people to come there at least to help with their their pregnancy rates.
To help
That was
improve the gene pool over there in Japan. That was that tag came out back in 2023.
Like we're not really going over there. That's like Africans, sometimes Caribbeans. We're not really like black people go over there to play baseball.
And they're not liking that.
Yeah, that's
the military.
Yeah, that too. I forgot about the bases. My bad.
Yeah, military, especially.
And truth be told, I forget the name of them chicks. It's a certain Asian chick that got a certain type of Asian out there that has like a thick body. That's kind of where we.
Yeah, the Brazilian and Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
or the
Vietnamese.
I gotta see that.
But you know, that kind of goes what we were talking about in a sense. Like, you really think we give a damn if they calling us Viltrumites? Like it's a. Okay.
I mean, actually, it's pretty funny to me. It's pretty amusing.
So now we flying and taking over worlds and shit.
Since when have blacks ever done that? The Europeans are the only ones known for going from country to continent. But the blacks are the ones that, man, folks don't even know what they're talking about.
No, actually, the last time we did that was like thousands of years ago.
And we didn't do that.
Well,
like you got to remember that the black part of us being across the world, it was never seen as demonstrative.
Right.
It was never seen as that. Like what we're saying now is people have a basic fear of us for ridiculous reasons that cause them to do stuff towards us and then act like we shouldn't respond.
Which is based on mainstream media stereotypes.
Which don't make sense, because even if you think about this, if you come to America and you're not a black American and you get into the racism part, it never dawns on you that white people ain't around us like that because they know what's gonna go down if they keep fucking with us. It never dawns on you.
L.A.R. Check this out though. The world practices colorism, bro. In these other parts of the world, we don't know about these other black people in these other parts of the world because they hide their black people.
We know about them, but we know that we're not there.
Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil.
Yeah, but the ones we see on TV is gonna be the white ones. They're not showing the darkies.
Argentina's worse.
Argentina got rid of
me no black poppy.
I mean,
Argentina's the worst.
That's like here we got an issue because, and it's to me it comes off weird as if you're not a black American, you come to America to basically follow black Americans' trail that we blaze to say we ain't shit at the end of the day, and it don't make sense.
Which is really asinine, because if it wasn't for the sacrifices of black Americans and civil rights movements, the immigrants wouldn't be able to get what they get to this day.
But here's the thing: it's not just the civil rights movement.
But
like
before that,
think about,
the strides we made during Reconstruction, Jim Crow.
They also haven't been stopped either. They haven't burnt down no Chinatown. They haven't burnt down no. They did one. They did. I think that's the one in San Francisco. Am I right, Game Changer? Because I think they burned that one down. They burned one down in America. They burned one.
Talking about the Chinatown of San Francisco.
That's one versus how many on black towns?
No, it's only one.
No, I mean, okay,
exactly.
So the Chinese, they did make efforts to reduce their population. When they were brought here to build the railroads, they made certain stipulation that they bring only the men and not the women, so they can't make families here. So there did exist hatred. In fact, Oregon had laws, what was it, anti-alien or something like that.
You're talking about the anti-Chinese League during the late 1800s, around the 1880s.
Yeah, exactly. So there are things, but because they kept their PR tight, they
didn't keep their PR tight.
Yes, they do,
bro. What do you? Okay. Do you? Okay. Do you? What is Wu Fan? What is it? Fu Manchu.
I don't know, but does he make good food?
No, bitch.
Whoa,
Fu Manchu is actually like a literary fictional character by Max Roman back in the day, a British British writer. But
okay, maybe you didn't realize this. The only turning point for Asians in America was pretty much Bruce Lee.
Agreed.
That was the turning point.
Agreed.
And you got to remember, and Bruce Lee couldn't be around white people then.
Yeah, like during the time they had the Green Hornet series, right? they told him that while he was on the set, even during breaks, keep the mask on. Keep the killer mask on.
That's a perfect example, because what Bruce Lee did was he redefined Chinaman, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about when I say good PR. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the only
one
PR.
Asian.
So we had black people that was what we had one good Negro on TV back in the day. We had Soul Train, you had the Cosby Show, we had multiple representations, more than the Asians. We had good PR, and they still don't give a damn.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I believe it was the Chinese that brought in opium. Now, I'm pretty sure.
Not. Technically, yes, but no. Okay. You got to remember the 100 years of
Well, what started the Boxer Rebellion in China in the 1900s? It was the British that brought the opium into China.
Yeah.
It was the British that brought opium into China.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after the Boxer Rebellion was ended, they had to give up those ports of Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. During that time, they had a law saying that no non-Chinese can learn Kung Fu.
But what they did,
and that's the problem they had with Bruce Lee.
They say the Chinese is making fentanyl to today, bro. They out here making the fentanyl.
And instead of complaining, they gave their children and their sons straight A's, and they sent them to Harvard to be our doctors. You know, while we were just nigging.
Nigga, they can't even read at Harvard.
God?
Harvard's struggling to get people out.
That's becoming a generational thing. Yeah,
Harvard, they barely.
No, I'm saying they kept their reputation and they kept their families together.
Bro, but they selling drugs today, though.
I feel like that's
selling fentanyl.
This is my point earlier. Changing. You see how you said they put their kids and their kids became doctors, as if all of their fucking kids went to Harvard.
No, I didn't say all. I'm just saying that they're only 5%.
Like it's the majority.
No. Understand it. They're only 5% of the nation's population.
Actually, the smartest of their family went to Harvard. The smartest of their family went to Harvard.
Yeah, the what?
Okay, well, they have a lot of smart.
No, the best of the family went to Harvard.
My point is that they are disproportionately high at Harvard. Yeah. That is an indication of a community with their shit together.
No, the fuck it's not.
Because we are disproportionately high in prison, it means that it's indicative of a community that doesn't have its shit together.
Okay.
How you gonna say we're high in prison when not address the policies that causes it?
No.
What's the percentage of black people in prison to the overall percentage of black people?
I don't know what you're asking.
This is what I'm.
13% of the prison population, or 13% of the U.S. population, and we're over 45% of the prison population. I do know that.
It used to be higher.
It's a bad thing.
There are reasons.
Who has the highest exoneration rate?
I don't like that.
Ain't black people got the highest exoneration rate, which means that we're being in prison falsely the most?
Yes.
Probably.
That's true.
That's the truth. That's yes.
That's
true.
Okay,
first step back.
Yes. And that's a bad thing.
So the system is biased, and you don't want to talk about the bias in the system. We're being incarcerated more than anybody else.
Thank you.
Falsely being incarcerated more than anybody else.
Has always been biased.
I want to hold on to them a lot.
No.
So
shut up.
Let's compromise. I say turn it down some. If you have this overwhelming urge to nig, then turn it down some. At least turn it to medium.
It's always hard to turn down something when it's still the number one hit for about 4 months.
No. This is where we.
When it goes platinum.
Hold on. This is where we part ways in certain things.
Okay.
When I name these other groups, right?
Right.
And I hate to say this because they got time to do more. So I'm not trying to shit on them. When you talk about other groups, when you talk about Chinese, right? Their billionaire is Jimmy Choo.
Right.
That's their billionaire. Okay. It's not any of the doctors. It's not any of the scientists. It's Jimmy Choo. All right. When you talk about like, if you talk about Hispanics, you remember who was their Fortune 500 billionaire? That was in the Forbes magazine was El Chapo.
Right.
Okay.
So when it, and I say that to say at the end of the day, all of these people that you're talking about, they really haven't contributed to America in the way that we have.
Definitely not.
And you kind of you're overlooking, huh?
Stop nigging. I don't care.
I mean, the thing about it, 85 to about 95% of the
That's only a small percentage
American
of
bitches in America were invented by black people.
Right now, boy.
They bred us like that though, man. Like
how many?
They literally.
Bro, some Negroes just ain't gonna make it, man.
Think of the inventions made by black folks, like the toilet, the cell phone, the traffic light, open heart surgery.
EMS industry, the helicopter. Yeah, we know
that too. Yeah, invented by black men. Yeah.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Even refrigeration invented by black people.
The
refrigeration system. Yeah.
I agree, but Macbone, I'm not talking to them. Why? Because they're not nigging. They're inventing. I'm saying that if you are out there nigging, stop.
Game changer, you act like you went out here
nigging. The people that are nigging won't ever be on.
Why do you care though, bro? You gonna help these Negroes change? You just gonna complain about them on the internet.
You gonna try to help them, and
you just gonna complain about the Negroes that ain't gonna change instead of working with the ones that actually want to do something.
Look, listen, y'all. Game changer has a history of quote unquote nigging with a suburban voice, so don't believe him. He be out here. The nigging he talking about is shit he be doing too.
Yes.
Okay. He out here Thug Carlton it up, talk about nigging, but it's him.
Undercover
nigga. I nig.
Exactly.
I nig. Absolutely.
I nig. Oh my.
You hit his Uncle Ruckus soul.
I did.
Yeah, bro. That's why I say some Negroes ain't gonna make it, bro. Niggas be cooning too hard, man. Cooning too hard.
He part of the D9 family.
Quoting Dr. Umar, you can't psychologize every nigga on the corner, man. Like you can't. And I wish you could.
Everybody's different.
God, I wish you could, but you can't. Yeah.
Everybody's different, man.
It's like you can't stop every white man from smoking meth, bro. You can't stop them from smoking the meth. They gonna smoke this meth.
You can't even keep the rednecks from doing oxy.
Okay.
You became a lightning rod.
Try to drastically reduce the nigging in our community.
Well, we can try, but we might die in the process.
Hey, wasn't it Morgan Freeman? Morgan Freeman that said that the best way to solve the problem of racism is to stop talking about it.
I don't agree.
No, I don't agree with that.
It was a quote by Morgan Freeman, though.
Yeah, it was. And guess what? Guess what?
Morgan Freeman.
And like Morgan Freeman said, Black history is actually American history and world history.
Yes, it is.
And and since you're gonna do this, do you remember after that? From that point on and before that point to now, people been bringing up racist shit that wasn't black. That's an everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other groups don't stop talking about it.
And then like Denzel Washington said, you can't legislate whether or not a person's going to want to hang around with you or like you or not. True. You can't legislate that.
This is true. And like
Denzel Washington said, when we get into these hyperbolic, over the hill tangent discussions, these so-called war discussions, we avoid having a realistic dialogue that gets to the gist of the problem.
I'm gonna keep it real.
And one of the problems we have is just, truth be told, we take too much blame for shit that ain't got nothing to do with us.
That we didn't even start in the first place.
Yeah, that like we can't fix our problems if part of our problems is other people's problems too.
Because our problem our problem came from the source of the other problems that people started.
Not just that, but what I'm like even earlier when he brought up the COVID thing, that ain't our issue.
Because we didn't invent that.
They're embarrassing us. That is our issue. Eggs. They're embarrassing us. They're embarrassing me.
Bro, you racist as hell.
Not,
That's what you call
Bro,
black people
who you
I'm not
compliment.
even
embarrassed by?
racist, but I'm the one being
Who you
embarrassed
embarrassed
by
by,
him.
bro?
That's what the white man
I
call
say
you
you
too, though.
wrong.
Use a nigga no matter what you do. Good,
yeah,
bad, smart, dumb.
he
Use
got
a
a
nigga. A
Nifuentes
dirty
spirit.
nigga to them.
He got a
Damn if you do,
Nifuentes
damn if you
spirit.
don't.
You know, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, we all
Well,
45,
nigga is a
48
verb,
million of us
and
got to
like
be
people have to
perfect
say about
human
that.
beings for the world to respect us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
We all
no,
have
but
to
we
be
have
If
to
they
be.
didn't,
We
they
have.
would still
No,
call
I'm
us
not saying be
boozers.
perfect. What I'm saying is drastically reduce the nigging.
I can agree
And
with that.
what,
However,
bro?
Thank
Then
you,
how's that gonna
thank
make you
you.
What is?
feel,
Oh,
bro?
watch this. What you brought up earlier was nigging and it ain't happening.
Exactly, exactly. I've drastically reduced it.
So what exactly do we need to reduce?
Nigging.
What is that?
Well, you
Look,
yeah,
just
you
said
talking
I
with this
did.
David Duke ass
What?
Talking with a
liar.
What?
white man
You think I'm up here
vocabulary,
pretending
man.
to be
Racist white man
perfect?
vocabulary. Talking about
yeah,
nigga.
Because
man.
What is
I'm
it?
up here pretending
That
to be
just sound like
perfect.
being black, bro. Being a nigga
Well,
is just being black,
well,
bro.
well,
No,
well, well, well,
it's
well,
To
not.
certain
well
people,
here's what I
Anybody
to the
think.
can
racist, nigging
Here's
is
what I
just being
think.
black.
No, it's not. Anybody can be a
Yes, it
nigga.
Here's
is.
what I
To the
think.
racists,
In
nigging is we
general, what needs
all
to be
nigging.
reduced
To
is
them,
these
we all
this
niggers. To them.
stupid woke propaganda that's been pushed out in like social media and mainstream media. The stupid woke propaganda that they pushing.
That ain't got
This
nothing to
Who
do with us.
makes
propaganda.
the loudspeakers that black folks likes and Hispanics? Who makes those speakers to put them
Listen, I
into
don't
You don't
care
got
about
our
no word for the
cars?
cracker, and you don't
I
have no
don't
word for the
care about
cracker, huh?
that any more than I
Are you
care
talking
about
about those
niggas
comments?
who
I'm a white
Only and
person,
All
and I'm gonna
niggas.
Sam's
make.
comment against Toshiba, owned by
listen.
Asian and
I
white
don't
folks.
care who makes it any more than I care about who makes the bullets that niggas shoot each other with. I don't care. Stop shooting each other with it. Stop nigging. Drastically reduce nigging. You
You should
embarrassing
stop
me.
cracking, bro. You out here really cracking in
Here we
that
go.
whip, boy.
Here we go again, fam. Here we go again with this bullshit you be on. I don't care about nothing that affects us, but I don't care. But stop doing shit that affects us.
I don't care about who invented the stuff that allowed niggas to nig.
Shut
I
your
don't care.
ass up with that bullshit.
Say you
Listen,
love
why can't
niggas.
we live in a world where people can invent computers and niggas not do something niggerish with it? I don't care who baked the
It's called nature.
Just because you on
You
your
don't.
It's
fucking
called
phone
nature,
watching
bro. You got
porn
good
don't
and
mean the
bad.
whole world
It's a
is.
balance.
They thought about that. They literally thought about the people that are going to use the product. They know what they are going to do. So you can't say is there have been whole studies in psychology how to sell to the Negro. They know. So you can't say it's it's just us, man. Like I understand taking accountability. However, on the other side, when
everything
it
before the
comes
word
to the
however occurs.
psychological stuff, they have psychologists that work to man. It's I don't
Let me
know.
just cut to the
All
chase.
these collective
Let,
think tanks and professionals that bring up about this
let me
stuff.
cut to the chase with this, even with that. And I appreciate you,
Right,
Game Changer, because you kind of like a lightning rod on this. But here's the thing.
right.
The vast majority of things we consider degenerate in America, in Black America, and in Black America have been on the down spiral for about 30, 40 years.
That's good.
So
That's good.
at the
And
end
make
of the
it
day,
governor.
no. That once again, I got to get back to the point. At the end of the day, you're looking for shit because you're ignoring the actual positive shit.
No.
You fishing for it.
appreciate-
You
No,
fishing
no,
for
okay,
negativity.
well, let me
You know how I
add
know
this
you
caveat.
fishing for negativity? Because you can't
No,
name the fucking negativity when we ask you.
no, okay.
You're fishing for
let
shit.
me say, let me say this. I'm proud of Black people for drastically reducing the negacity in our community. I greatly appreciate your efforts. I do respect the reduction in drive-by shootings, the less crack babies, the less crack use in general. I do respect
White
the
people use
overall
more.
reduction of negricity. Please continue with this trend.
I appreciate
Now,
it.
thank you.
Now,
Well,
game
actually,
changer.
actually,
Game changer.
what I'm worried about, man, is the fake alpha guru epidemic. That's That's really bad.
I don't know what
It's
the
an
hell.
that ain't
alpha guru
us.
epidemic. You know.
I'm gonna hook you up with Ann Coulter.
I don't know.
I'm gonna hook you up with Ann Coulter.
What's the fake alpha guru thing?
Well, you know, those
the
people
manosphere.
like that King Ozuli dude and that Alfie Soba, that Wes Watson dude, you know. You got these goofy dudes. Yeah, you got these goofy dudes spending $18,000 to pay up to pay a man to dance a jig and holler at him, right? And then at the end of the video, they're up there hugging and crying in the lake or in the pool or something. You know, stuff like that. You know, just
that's weird.
stuff.
Yeah.
Once again, that ain't got shit to do with us.
Fake alpha guru.
That
that's
ain't
true.
got shit to do with us.
I watched their stories. It's funny. But yeah, you know.
But no, I mean, you know, that's good.
You also, but you also got this epidemic of online scamming going on too. You know.
Oh yeah.
It don't count unless black people were scamming. Ain't that right, Game Change? It don't count unless black people
the people
scamming.
that embarrass the FBA.
Miscommunication.
You said, motherfucker. You said, hold up. You said earlier, Ben Carson and Clarence Thomas.
Yeah.
You see how I be telling you be on that shit. I'm telling you be on that shit.
You talking about Uncle Thomas?
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you be on that shit, man.
What
I was,
the hell?
you know, I was going to bring up.
Explain yourself. What are you talking about? Yes, I say Ben Carson.
Okay. I'm talking about, you say a good black person is a person that could be appointed to be a Supreme Court justice because of quote unquote affirmative action, then throw down affirmative action at the same time getting white with a white billionaire to pay his family's kids to go for the house and schooling while he's doing the shit. When he got a fucking job that makes him a millionaire, a multi-millionaire by now. That's what you consider good black people.
I think Clarence Thomas is a very accomplished brother. What the fuck?
What did I just say, motherfucker? You heard me. Did he do all the shit I just said?
Listen, I don't
Did
know.
he do all the shit I just said?
In that politics game, he has to play by certain rules still.
Hold on, you said you guess
actually
he did?
the third wave of feminism
was
started because of Clarence Thomas.
You don't care.
I don't know what
right?
you're talking about, L.A.R.
It's interesting that the third wave of feminism will start because of that Clarence Thomas and Anita Hill thing.
Oh, what are you saying? Is Clarence Thomas and Clarence Thompson is accomplished.
No, but the point is though, can we agree to this fuckery though? That's not a good black person. Can we agree to that?
No, he don't know what I'm talking about. He don't know about.
But just based off how it sounds, doesn't it sound like fuckery? Can we agree that it sounds like fuckery?
Listen, if it's fuckery, then he shouldn't do it.
Does it sound like fuckery or not, bro? Come on, man. Answer the question, bro.
I don't even know what he's saying.
Yes or no? Does it sound what L.A.R. shit L.A.R. just described? Does it sound like fuckery?
No. There is no yes or no. If somebody asks me what's
yes, it is, bro. You just don't want to answer because now it's complicated because it's like go against your narrative about black people, bro. What is against your narrative? It's when you don't know. I see how you get down, bro. You need to stop negging. Stop negging, boy.
Obsidian rain. It seems like Game Changer is drifted to the obsidian.
I like
obsidian
sitting in the house too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like sitting in the house, man, too. So I get you, bro.
You notice how I brought up something that's actually legitimate to a person that you actually say.
Well, tell me about it.
You should know. You brought him up.
I don't know.
Okay, what about Ben Carson?
Up, yes.
What about Ben Carson?
Look, he has gifted hands. Didn't he separate?
Yeah, they made a movie about him stabbing everybody in the fucking house.
I didn't know about that.
Huh?
I didn't know about that. I thought I made a movie about Ben Carson.
Right.
I know
what about?
I know that
great surgeon.
He won a Nobel Prize.
The brain surgeon also became the U.S. Surgeon General, by the way.
And then he became a politician and then got in the cabinet and started working in housing.
Yeah, then Dr. Ben Carson also said there should be more of a focus on helping black men from being homeless instead of focusing on the other demographics. He mentioned that.
Why the fuck would you have a surgeon working in houses and not in medical field?
His thing is like unseparating
that part.
Because L.A.R. somebody dropped the ball. That's why somebody messed up.
Look, I'm not.
I don't know.
And every time those stuffy white guys mess up on Capitol Hill, they got to cover it up by throwing black people a bone every now and then.
Game changer, man. You got to know this stuff though, dog. These are the people you said.
I gotta know that.
You got to know this shit.
I know stuff. If you listen, if you inform me of something of Ben Carson that I didn't know, like if I find out that Ben Carson liked to spit on ugly babies, then I'll recant everything that I said.
I
don't know this stuff. I don't know everything about this man. I know that he has gifted hands and he like tear babies apart. That's what I know.
He was the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development.
Yeah, really? Exactly.
The thing about Dr. Ben Carson, man, he spearheaded a lot of avant-garde advances. Listen, the thing about Dr. Ben Carson, he spearheaded a lot of unprecedented avant-garde advances in neurosurgery.
I'm not taking away neither person's accomplishment.
We need more.
What I'm bringing to
right. We need more brothers who do science shit.
No. What I'm bringing to the table, I'm just fucking with you, really, game changer, is the people that you like are fucked up, but you don't know it because you're not paying attention.
I don't know.
But the people that you're saying are out here fucked up, you can't make up anything that they're doing that's actually fucked up.
Okay,
that's a problem.
I acknowledge the reduction of general fucked up behaviors. Now, as far as
wouldn't that mean that you nigging from being ignorant though? You out here nigging, not knowing being an ignorant nigga.
What the fuck? No, that is not true. I'm ignorant of fucking Chinese.
Yeah, you ignorant to the nigga shit that's going on. You nigging, boy.
No, it means that they have good PR. It's not nigging to not know something. I don't know.
If I know it, it's not good PR.
So game changer, is it PR or is it a collective behavior?
That mean you just don't care about what's going on, bro. You're not trying to look for it, man. You don't want to know about the nigga shit with your people. Or the street Negroes. It's all nigging with them.
Okay. Listen. When we're talking about like the FBA, FBA versus everybody, one thing you won't see an FBA do is like stand in a parking space without a ride to save a parking space for somebody. You don't see a black person doing that. But it's usually these white folks and maybe like a Hispanic doing that mess.
Yeah.
Standing in a parking space when they don't have a ride. You don't see black folks doing that. Doing that effed up mess.
You
don't see FBA doing that. You don't.
Ironically, ain't it?
That's
the Caucasian man. He's messing with little people.
That's mostly middle-aged white males and middle-aged white females doing that.
You don't see us getting in business and overcharging all the customers.
Sure don't. That's usually like Arabs, Hindus, Asians, and white
White people like to share ice cream with dogs.
And some Hispanics.
That doesn't mean that we need to drastically reduce our own nigga shit.
No. We don't kill people on purpose. Look, we don't kill people on purpose accidentally. You hear me? We don't kill people on purpose accidentally. We don't go, oh, I ran somebody over. Oops, I was.
What do you think a drive-by is?
We don't shoot. We don't go.
That's not no accident. I accidentally a drive-by.
It is when you hit an innocent person because you can't aim, or you run over a cat in the process,
or because you're drunk all the time because you're leading drunk driving. You know, white people leading drunk driving.
Do you remember the story?
You don't see FBA people that started fighting with MAGA hats.
Watch this. Do you remember the story of the NASCAR driver?
No, I see them start fighting with bandanas, red and blue.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, really? We go. Okay. Well, where did the bar fight come from? Since we're gonna talk about the streets like that, because that still happens all the time.
No, I agree. Let them lose their souls.
Stand on it.
Let them lose their souls.
Go backtrack now.
We've already agreed to that.
When white folks hang out,
what are you talking about? No, I just said they're animals.
The cops do not care. When black folks hang out, they circling and patrolling.
What I would like to see.
When Hispanics hang out, they letting them street race. They letting them do all kind of stuff.
We need to take the principles that made us color in the first place and then do that again. That's what we need to do.
Let me give you a quick story.
Bro, them niggas got shot and hung back in the day too.
Let me give you a quick story, right? This happened years ago though, but it's relevant. No. Tailgating. You know what I'm saying? At games, right?
Right.
Tailgating. Houston Texans versus the Dallas Cowboys. I think it was a preseason game. The Cowboys fans and the Texans fans out there tailgating. It turned into a massive riot. I don't think it was so bad that really nobody really got arrested. They put it on the news because it was predominantly white and Hispanic people fighting all through the goddamn tailgate in the parking lot. To the point.
Are you talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Houston Oilers?
Texans, not the Oilers. Texans.
The Texans, okay.
All they did was they put it on the news, and then the Texans said, "Hey, no more tailgating. You know, we have to go to a section where you got to pay for everything so we can stop the violence." The same thing that I'm saying is the same thing that happened with schools and school shootings. You notice all the school shootings, what did the schools in the suburbs do? They just bought new doors. Yes. That's literally what they did. And they bought new entrances.
Well, exactly, L.A.R. And what I'm saying is let them nig. Let them nig while we don't nig. That's what I'm saying. When you see somebody else messing up, you just let them mess up. Like if you was coaching, what sport do the Oilers?
You know, even when they had those school shootings in those upper class white neighborhoods, they didn't install metal detectors after that happened.
No,
like in Columbus. Like in the Columbine school.
Listen. Let white niggas nig.
Reduce our No. Game changers. When white folks do it, it's called stupidity. When white folks do it, it's called being stupid.
Here's what
not
you
called N-word. It's called being stupid.
Wait. Here's what you leave out. A lot of those school shootings, they was trying to kill somebody black. You forgot about that.
That's a separate problem.
Oh, but just let them do it.
One that deserves to be addressed. Then that becomes our
and the black people that still end up in trees today, we should just let them do that, huh? To keep putting people in trees, huh?
When did I just say that? You just interrupted me in the middle of saying it's a problem when they do it to us. You just interrupted me in the middle of that. Stop putting words in my mouth. No.
We have rules and they don't.
What's coming out my mouth is when they want to nig over some fucking baseball or butt ball or whatever the fuck they watching, and they want to nig, let them nig while we unnig.
The problem though with that,
proximity to that bullshit too.
Exactly, but the problem with that is that the second anything happens with the blacks, we're gonna be the scapegoat. They're gonna forget about all the riots. They're gonna forget about all their about all their bullshit. And be like, well, look at the blacks.
That's how you get the 2020 Asian hate crime because they blame it on black people.
Really burnt out a whole storage facility in California.
Makes us the canary in the coal mine.
Yo, the dude burnt out a whole storage facility in California. He tried to show as many black people as possible.
If we continue down the path of reduced nigging, we can use the same tactic that L.A.R. used.
Reduce nigging. You use a real nigga. The real nigga in the wild, bro. The top nigga.
You interrupt too much. You interrupt too much. We can do what L.A.R. did to me and say, when was the last expression of true niggerdom that you've seen? I would like to be able to righteously say to white people that we haven't nigged in a long time.
Why do you want to righteously say to anything to white folks? The devil that treated your people righteous, you want to be righteous with them, bro. You funny, bro. You was a true nig.
I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna do it this way. There are young black kids out here who doing the most, right? But then, this is what I want to know. When you see young white kids, Hispanic kids, and Asian kids in Nike Techs and masks, can you tell that they're not black? Because that's what they're trying to that's the image they're trying to give off when they're doing fuck shit. Can you tell the difference? No, I'm asking, can you tell the difference?
Sometimes.
Huh?
No, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can't. I say to you, sometimes
that's a problem. Because it looks easy to me.
I can tell the difference.
It's very easy to me to go, oh, that's...
It's easy to tell the difference.
See what I'm saying? Like when you say some of our behavior is out of pocket.
Hide their features well, and some of them look like a
because when the Hispanics, Asians, and the white folks do it, it's actually cosplaying. That's what they're doing. They're cosplaying being Negro.
No,
Pretty
no.
much.
That cosplaying it.
So when people were stealing cars and they was wearing Nike Techs, you couldn't tell it was Asian and Hispanic.
You
It's
asking
easy
me?
to tell.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really watch. I mean, so what I'm doing is I'm picturing these. I don't watch people steal cars, but I can imagine that if somebody masks themselves properly and they have enough melanin, they can pass for black. Absolutely.
Okay, you remember earlier you brought up like let's just say we brought up the rides.
Brown don't. I don't know, man.
You know how many
I
Hispanics was in them damn rides just robbing shit?
I can kind of tell brown from
Wait,
black,
what now?
and I was just saying a darker Hispanic don't look like a brown skinned black to me.
Well, I mean, the ones that do.
Hardly.
Hey, game change. Hey, game change. Let me ask you something. You remember that movie, Cotton Comes to Harlem, starring Raymond St. Jack and Godfrey Cambridge? Now,
I can't say that.
when that dude, now they're asking this question: how did you know that the people that robbed that van were white men? You know what he said? Because they ran like white men. That's how I know. They ran like white men.
See,
Okay.
what I'm basically saying to you is some of the behavior you're talking about ain't actually us. Some of the behavior you haven't even expressed
L.A.R.
ain't
What I'm
actually
saying
us.
is, listen, okay, what I'm saying, and I understand, like I say, there are going to be obstacles that we have no control over. But what we do have control over
You do
is
control over this if you can see who you actually talking about. You have control over that.
I don't have control over a YN, that can a passing YN that's robbing a car. I have little control over that. If I did, then there would be no car robberies ever. So no, go for it.
I'm saying that for a reason.
I was gonna bring up that there is, if you look at a positive black person in the media right now, the only one I see in terms of acting is Michael B. Jordan. Pretty much,
Agree.
pretty much, pretty much everyone else is a rapper, and it's
young.
like
you talking about
I
young?
don't know. To me, it's we in terms of entertainment, they're not gonna put a whole lot of black folks in certain roles like that because I'm pretty sure there are plenty of plenty of black actors that are actively trying to strive for certain scripts and roles, but they're not.
Okay, I get it.
I suppose the word I'm looking for is gatekeeping.
You talking about gatekeepers, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask this. Let me ask this. When it comes to image, when it comes to image, in my opinion,
I believe it's good that folks like Tyler Perry, and I think I heard Cat Williams, and I think even 50 Cent are kind of starting their own. Tyler Perry.
The biggest of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just talking about giving the opportunity for black men to be shown in certain roles.
I get what you're
saying.
Versus
all the script writers, all the directors, all the people that are choosing for the roles don't look shit like us, Like,
this is where we got a problem. This is where we got a problem with kind of perception, especially with entertainment. We live in an era where basically
I would probably agree with that. I don't know a whole lot about his.
Look, hold up.
His.
Hear me out when I say this. In the last 26 years,
bad press, but just again in terms of.
Hold on, fam.
Why is Michael B. Jordan the only positive black person we see in terms of
I'm about to answer
in terms of
acting? I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna tell you
because they want more. they
Does he not hear
want.
You know, he ain't. I'm about to do it. No, I don't think he
They
hear me.
want more. They would prefer every celebrity and front-facing black person to be a rapper
All right,
because you
now
can always
hold
hold
on, hold on,
that.
hold on, hold on.
And
Wait. Tell me if you can hear me now.
so you were
Can you hear me
talking
now?
about hoeing and pimping and selling drugs about 20 years ago. You can't really say the same for Michael B. Jordan
Okay, he can't hear me at all.
and
All right.
folks like that.
Hey, bro,
They,
can you hear me, man? I think you can. Can you
yeah.
hear me? Hey,
So the thing about Michael B. telling is something separate. You know, it's predicted. It's a fiction. You know, I do mind when it's a fact. When a person is in fact not in character, doing nigga crap, in front of a ring cam or something like that, that embarrasses me.
Here we go
I
with
was
this.
just going with
Hold on,
the
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
FBA versus everyone else because he's a
Yeah, he
famous.
can't. I ain't gonna worry about it. He can't hear me. Listen, the last 25 years, most of the impactful shows that people watch of every genre are criminal shows. Every group got them.
Like The Wire
That's what happened to American
and
actors.
Oz.
Oz, Sopranos, Sons of Anarchy, Ozark,
Power.
fucking
Breaking Bad.
Power, Breaking Bad. They're criminal shows. That's what
Criminal
America
shows,
has, a
yes.
lot of criminal shows. I had
Was
to
my
mute
mic too
because
loud?
you can hear me. They're
That's
criminal.
right. The
Even with Michael
Ozarks.
B. Jordan.
I
Michael
just
B.
want to
Jordan.
know why it seems like we can't get more representation at the very top that's going to spread across the world because it's not like the world is seeing
Gotcha.
us, you like you were saying, in front of the ring cameras. Sure, they might see it on social media,
I
but
got you.
in the back of their
Bro,
mind,
we got the internet these
like
days,
you
bro.
guys have been referencing
I don't know. Hold
movies
on.
I know
quite a lot.
sometimes like some audio is still cut out, so
So it's
he just can't hear
it's
you
it's
guys.
a tad bit more than just the act.
I'm just look. Yeah.
Well,
He
well,
don't. He
well.
can't
That's
hear.
by
So I just.
Do you
well,
really
that's
need to
by
go to Hollywood
design.
when you got the internet? You can pretty
That's
much
by
do your own indie
design,
films
especially when it
nowadays.
comes to like an all-out mainstream media attack against true masculinity. You know,
Bro, people
that's by
don't. They don't
design.
write shows anymore. They don't write movies anymore. Y'all
Because
ain't
they
paid
can't.
attention to that. They
It's
They
don't
all
lack
write
like a
like we
creativity.
used
retro.
to.
It's all like a retro rehash of the same thing. You know.
My bad,
They
G. My
lack
bad.
creativity. They
Yeah,
can't
I
do
mean,
they
it.
like
haven't.
L.A.R. like L.A.R. Like when they remake that movie, like first it was like about like Jimbo, right, which is being made to like Fistful of Dollars. This has been remade into like The Last Stand starring Bruce Willis. A remade of like The Lone Samurai for Hire. That's what I'm saying.
The biggest movies have been Marvel movies, right?
Yeah, of course. Marvel, and then in second place
Fast and the
DC.
Furious.
Fast and the Furious,
Fast and
Franchise
Furious,
movies,
yes.
yeah.
right?
Franchise movies, right?
Optimus
What
scream with
Fast and
that too.
Furious is about? Crime.
Yep. Fast and Furious is about crime. Criminals being used by other organizations to stop other criminals.
Like when you think about shows, like you think about Michael B. Jordan, what put him on was what? He was on The Wire first. I know he was on like 90210 or some shit. Hold on,
But he
Jens.
was but his first break was
No,
with
no,
The
no,
Wire.
no.
No,
But his break.
Fruitville Station.
Exactly. All of
Michael B.
those.
Jordan's first break was in The Wire.
Right. No, he was in Kid stuff before that. But what I'm saying is they don't write shows and movies to depict anybody good. It's
Right.
over with.
Right.
They don't have all of the movies that I grew up on that had like good stories and good storyline. It was about like just regular life. Those are pushed to the back burner.
Right.
That's old.
Of course.
Because people bring up the Cosby Show, right? But people,
Yeah.
the Cosby Show, A Different World, All of Us,
Living
was it the
Single.
Parkers, Living Single, Martin.
I would say the best man.
No, well,
Family
they made it a
Matters.
show years. Family Matters. What was the one with LL Cool J?
I think
I ain't
All in the
Fresh
House.
Prince yet.
Okay, yeah.
Parenthood.
All in the House.
Yeah, All in the House. Parenthood. Half and Half.
Half and Half. Yes.
What was the one with the Will Smith with it was the Will Smith life story. It wasn't Fresh Prince, but with
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No, not that one. The one where he executive produced with what's old girl Lisa Ray when she was the mom.
You talking about
Lisa Ray?
It was Lisa Ray and old boy that was in Above the Rim. They had
Are you talking about Dwayne Martin?
Oh,
you talking about All of Us, right?
All of Us.
All of Us,
right?
I love
that. Yeah, All of Us. Yeah.
Okay, I forgot.
That show All of Us. Yeah, that was the show All of Us. Yeah, I remember that.
They had the show with Flex. You know what I'm saying? They had the Steve Harvey.
Yeah, that's
show.
All of Us.
One-on-one.
Right, Steve Harvey show.
One-on-one.
The Bernie Mac show.
Mm-hmm. There's some classics.
I mean, when Bernie Mac played a positive family man.
Right.
Oh yeah, The Rock. Yeah. Starring Charles Dutton.
Yeah,
Rock. Yeah.
It was a gang of shows.
Where he played the garbage man.
Right. But even when you think about that, they had the same thing with the movies. The movies were the same way. They had a bunch of different type of movie. When Hollywood, when they had that strike with what you call that writer strike around COVID. Notice in the house. Thank you. Notice all you see is remakes.
Yep, remakes. Yes.
Parenthood is the Robert Townsend show. I forgot In Living Color. Shit. Sister. Yeah.
And then like that show Friends. That's actually like a white remake of Living Single.
That is a remake of Living Single.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is because of AI. Blame AI for that writer strike.
Yeah. But at the same token, like you remember how like I remember when Vin Diesel came out with Pitch Black.
Yes.
And Riddick. That was like
the anti-hero, the Riddick.
Yeah, yes. but that was like the most original story, but that people had seen in forever and a day.
That's right.
Because it was nothing like everything else, and that was the issue with it. They're like, we can't compare this to nothing else. I forgot about Malcolm and Eddie, Raven, sister. You get what I'm saying?
I was thinking of.
Yeah, like you talk about that movie, The Chronicles of Riddick. It's like sometimes to defeat evil, you gotta use a different type of evil, and that's why they needed him. The Furion.
We even had cartoon shows like Little Bill.
Yeah, even before that.
Yeah.
MC Hammer had one. Kid and Play had one.
Sure did.
Static Shock was one. Who?
Look at a show called
Fat Albert.
Fat Albert, yeah, Fat Albert is the original, for sure. Damn,
that cartoon Fat Albert was based on Bill Cosby's life when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
I did not know
Fat Albert was based on Bill Cosby's best friend. You know what I'm saying? They grew up with back in the day.
Okay. Is he from New York?
Like at the end of that Fat Albert movie when Bill Cosby showed the grave of his friend on which Fat Albert was based on, the friend he grew up with.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mr. T, I forgot. Mr. T had a cartoon. I was tripping.
Mr. T had a cartoon.
So the Bo Jackson Wayne.
The who?
Man,
yeah, that was one too. The All Stars. It was Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky. I'm forgetting somebody.
Yes.
But I said it to say our image change in media because of that shit. Like when I think about the last 20-something years, it's your best shows was all criminal shows. Your best movies was either superhero or criminal. Avatar was the only thing I can think about that was outside of all that.
Yeah, Avatar was pretty original too.
Airbender or the Blue.
You know what's disturbing?
Oh, for me.
Airbender. Oh, yeah.
You know what's disturbing? About because you're talking about like movies and shows of the past, and which were good shows that portrayed Black people, more importantly, Black families in a positive image. And then you had the one show which was a disappointment because it's a reflection not of what Hollywood was trying to do, but what Black people.
The Who show.
Oh, don't forget that show that starred Avery Brooks back in the day called A Man Called Hawk. That was a spinoff of Spencer for Hire.
I forgot
That was a
about
pretty good
Hawk.
show.
No,
Yeah, A Man Called Hawk, starring Avery Brooks.
What happened there was very disturbing because they had the image, the smart girl, with a nice vibe, played by Brandy, but
Moesha.
the female audience gravitated more towards Kim, and then that caused division, and then they created a separate spinoff, which was the whole
The
single
Parkers.
mom overweight stereotype. Yeah, the Parkers, which was the single mom
Yeah.
overweight stereotype. And
Yeah,
and
Monique,
then
right.
that show became more popular than much more popular than Moesha, and Moesha started to get drastic, and they tried to ratchet it up. It made the father an adulterer, and Ray J just some love child that's and that whole twisted thing, which ended the show.
That was part of most. That was That was a theme of a lot of shows, though, man.
Yes.
Well, not a lot.
Yeah, what did y'all thoughts about Black Lightning?
I haven't
Black
seen it.
Lightning.
Oh
man.
yeah,
Oh, the
Black
show. I
Lightning's
forgot
pretty
about
good.
that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Black Lightning. Yeah, that was pretty. That was
It was
a
cool.
show
He
on the
was cut by his
CW.
daughter.
It's pretty cool.
It was
It
cool.
was
called
Like,
Luke Cage.
All of CW was
the
crap.
agendas near the
Luke
end was a
Cage,
problem.
Luke Cage was spectacular. Luke Cage was spectacular. But
For
Black
sure.
Lightning, he was cut by his daughters and his wife.
I think it kind of. So for me, I'm age 30, so I'm a tad bit younger than but for me, it
And
seemed like
I'm age 56. I'm 56
okay,
myself.
sir. Okay,
So I grew up during the
I,
time of Shaft and Slaughter and Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, and Richard Roundtree. Back in the day.
I feel like for
Yeah.
us, for like our generation or whatever, it kind of it changed up with reality shows. Um, and I personally hated seeing these blacks on these shows and they going crazy and
Megan,
now
the word you're looking for is Megan.
Hey,
Yeah.
think
Bullshit
about
started
it.
with Real World versus Real
I mean,
Wrestling
think about it.
MTV.
On that Wild and Out show by Nick Cannon, there was a fight between a younger black woman and an older black woman on that stage, not too long ago.
hmm,
And they had to like push them apart.
Mm-mm.
The fight between Josephine and that other young lady,
I
Yeah.
recall
crazy.
the show
show I
with
got.
the show with Flavor Flav and
You talking
then
about the flavor of love?
yeah, yeah,
The flavor of love.
yeah.
I got clips
So
of that. Yeah,
You know what this
And
really?
then
Truth be told,
reality shows did fuck it up though.
a lot of that shit really started with fucking American Idol.
Yeah.
no, it goes back
American
further than
Idol
that.
was the one that
American
launched all that mess.
Nah, it goes back to
Right.
Real Rules and
American
Real
Idol was
World.
just right. But you remember the Real World started bad because of that racist shit. And then it kind of it fizzled out for a little bit, and then it came and it built up over the years. I remember that because Real World the first season that was with Tammy, and they kicked out the black dude that was the comedian because she was on some bullshit.
Right.
And then after that, you remember they had the other ones. They had the one in New Orleans when they had a racial issue. They had the other one. There's another one like in Boston or some shit like that. They kept doing that shit, and that's how even in reality TV to this day, if you get white people, predominantly white people, they're gonna put one or two black people in. It's gonna be some bullshit because they're gonna always try to get at them. That to me,
Bad
that
Girls
was
Club was gonna start all this baddie shit.
huh?
Bad Girls Club. That's how they were talking about back in 2009.
Oh man,
man,
my
Bad
cousin
Girls
used to watch that
Club.
all the time. I hated that show.
hated that show.
I mean, the thing about that
College
Bad
Shit
Girl
got
stuff,
into that shit too.
that all started with that show Sex in the City from the 90s. Starring Kim Cattrall in there.
Yeah,
Instead of Jessica
boy.
Parker.
Scripted
Sex
though.
in the
That was
City.
though, man. Can't but
When it comes to the housewives and all that reality, most guys don't watch that shit.
It's usually women that
So-
watch that, the Real Housewives or so and so.
It was usually because like we brought up Monique in Charm School. She tried to make a show to smooth that shit out. That didn't, and people had an issue with it.
That's the
Jesus,
first show
Jesus.
where I saw Tariq. That's the first show I saw Tariq Nasheed on that charm school thing by Monique. That's the first time I saw
Jesus,
Tariq
Jesus.
Nasheed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew I seen Tariq Nasheed somewhere on
Wait,
TV
Monique did
before.
charm
I
school?
just
That's the first time I seen him on TV
Yeah,
was charm
she did.
school. Yeah.
She did.
okay.
Like,
There's nothing
like
charming about being fat.
we-
Wait.
we-
You're telling
wait.
me
No. Hold on. Don't you start this shit.
what
Get
shit?
fuck that. I already know where you're going. Shut your ass up. That ain't about that.
What the hell are you
See,
talking about?
I saw that
This
coming
is-
too.
This is where this shit went left. Y'all don't
Mm-hmm.
remember Baseball Wives.
No.
Oh,
No, I
Baseball
don't.
Wives.
I know they had a
That was
show.
back in the
That's the
Baseball
problem.
Wives. This was back in the 90s.
So, no, that wasn't. That was with the Basketball Wives and the Housewives. They had Baseball Wives. You know why
Right.
it lasted? I don't even think they finished the whole season because the bullshit that the white chicks was on. They cut that shit off
Sure did.
because they was like, "Nah, we're not doing this." It was at the same time when they was about to bring out the it was a series about like sexual predators, but there was like teachers, and it was all stories. It was predominantly stories about white women. They canceled that shit about 2 episodes in.
Right. I remember that.
So,
Chris Hansen.
Right. No. This one Chris
Chris
Hansen did something
Hansen.
completely different.
Okay.
Watch this. Okay, with the basketball one, one of the white girls was chasing Andrew McCutcheon, but she was basically stalking the nigga. Like he didn't fuck
she was
with her at all.
stalking him.
She was basically stalking him. He wasn't even fucking with her. He wasn't fucking with her. But they had a story like I messed with him and he was my boyfriend. It's like a one night stand type shit. And now all of a sudden she in the show talking about that's her man.
So one night stand, it went totally left.
They do the same thing with Eli Manning. Some chick try to do the same thing with Eli Manning.
And it went bad when they had a thing with one of the wives because the dude was like a retired pitcher. I forgot his name. They had kids, and he was like, and his wife was like, he said, I don't want to have no more kids, and she was like, okay. And then they had a scene with her and the other chicks, and the girl said, one of them's like, I'm just not gonna tell him. He's like, what?
Oh yeah.
She said, I know, well, he doesn't want to have kids, but I'm just not gonna tell him. I stopped taking birth control. I'm just not gonna tell him. And about 2 weeks later, that shit was off the air.
Damn.
What show again?
It was baseball wives.
Baseball Wives.
Like when other people have fuckery, when it goes extreme. Because remember the one they had a housewives with them white folks like on the East Coast and the shit people's going to jail and shit.
The Jersey one?
You talking about the Real Housewives in New York?
Jersey
New
Shore.
York and New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey Shore.
Motherfuckers was going to prison after that show. But people
Right.
Oh, Mafia Wives.
I'm like, yeah. Mafia Wives. Yeah, that was it. Mafia Wives. Yeah. Yeah, one of those ladies did go to jail. One of those Mafia Wives did go to jail. That's when they canceled it.
Husband,
I remember that, L.A.R. I really do remember that.
like people don't. I don't know why people don't pay attention to that shit. Be like, oh, nobody else.
And the thing about it, that Mafia wife was arrested on the set while they was filming. That's why they had to cancel.
I'm just saying, it's some wild.
Man.
It was some wild shit out here that people just overlook. I
All
can't.
of it was overlooked.
Mention it one time and then forget about it.
Yeah, like or they don't see it at all. And I'm like, yo, you didn't see that? Like, no. That's when I brought that shit up earlier with the dude that it was that NASCAR driver that killed the dude on the track. And it was like,
right.
They said it's like it looked like he hit him on purpose, and the dude didn't want to say he hit him on purpose, but everybody was like, "Oh, you hit that man on purpose and you killed him."
Yeah, that was done on purpose.
But they just moved on from the story. You get what I'm saying?
Try to play off like.
To be honest, I feel like the racists love to bring up the crime statistics, but I don't think they're including when white people sell drugs to white folks and then they're passing away from the drugs. Like these certain white folks have killed probably way more of their own through selling drugs than blacks have killed through using cons. Like,
Why would they?
it just to me,
Most definitely, yeah.
It
yeah.
doesn't.
But
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this. My bad. When it comes to other, I'm gonna just say other groups, their crime isn't counted per se because nobody ever questions the crime happening there. Nobody asks about the shit going on in Vegas or San Bernardino or Phoenix or Denver. They don't ask about that shit. Yeah,
No, they don't.
San Diego, Portland, Tucson. They don't ask about that shit. But you know
Albuquerque,
those.
New Mexico.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Albuquerque. It's shit. But when people think about crime, they try to bring up cities with black people, and it's like, damn, y'all just gonna ignore this shit in West Virginia? Y'all gonna ignore this shit in Kentucky? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna ignore this shit in Appalachia?
1350s, they slogan.
But when it comes to black folks, they bring it up in what? L.A., New York, Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Miami.
But
when it comes to black folks,
like if you actually looked at it, you'd be like, damn, you mean to tell me, like Albuquerque got some wild shit going on? Nobody says anything.
Albuquerque has always had a lot of wild stuff going on since the 80s.
Bring up STDs.
Yeah, they say Phoenix is the cocaine capital of America.
STDs as well, because they always say black
It
people lead
is.
the way in that.
Yeah, that's right.
I had seen Joe Rogan. I guess
They even doing a lot of wild stuff in Scottsdale, Arizona too, but they don't talk about that much.
80,000 Americans died from drugs. How many of them were sold those drugs by the plug, who is probably like?
I mean, L.A.R. just like they tried to play down that Oxy epidemic of the 2010s, the Oxy epidemic.
It wasn't. Let me say this, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't played down. It's normalized. Like people.
It
Okay,
was
watch
normalized,
this.
yeah.
Watch this. When people was taking ecstasy, nobody cared. It was a party drug. You know why it was a party drug? Because it was considered.
My wife was taking it.
Yeah, it was at raves and shit. So they didn't bust
the
people
raves.
for that.
A lot of those white raves.
You know, so it's that type of shit. You know, that's part of the oxy, which was cocaine was like that back in the day. Same thing with the Quaaludes and all that shit. When people associate drugs with, it ain't just white people, other groups of people, they don't demonize it like that. I'm like, damn, they be using the shit
like the
out
same
of
thing with like the white folks addiction to the Adderall.
Oh man, they are addicted. Trust me.
And they get prescribed that.
Mostly college students though.
They're getting prescribed that by someone just like them too.
And they're so open about it too. I be at work, like 2 years ago I was at work, they just openly talk about it. I'm like, what? They say, yeah, I took like a couple Adderalls. I'm like, you want one? Like, no, I'm good. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Go to sleep at all.
What about the popular current streamer Clavicula? He overdosed on the stream.
That looks Maxim dude. He had an overdose on the stream.
Exactly.
He overdosed and almost passed out in the restaurant.
But he will be the first one to say some racist shit too. And it's to me, it's
yo, where's he from? Is he American?
To me, it's like
American.
So you can overdose and be that dickhead on stream. To the youth. But
it's funny because he broadcasts that, he promotes it to younger kids, and still there's no charges, there's no investigation and stuff. I believe that he got arrested here in I think in Scottsdale for possession of cocaine, and then like I think he was out like within a day. I'm like, wait, hold up, what happened to those charges? Like something's not adding up. So
no, it ain't.
That's one of the things that
I mean the reason why, because they see what he's doing as normal. When he gets caught with that cocaine, they see it as normal. White dudes crashing out.
My son does the same stuff.
No, when people talk about our dysfunction in our community, they don't talk about how other they view it as like we're doing stuff, basically we get in trouble, we get caught. Without and then knowing that other groups of people do shit repeatedly and get let off the hook. It's like, bro, who you think gonna be worse in the long term? The people that's gonna get in trouble for everything, or the people that's gonna get away for the vast majority of their life?
It's actually the people that get away with the vast majority.
Like,
it's gonna be the most trouble.
But what? This motherfucker hit somebody with a Tesla truck, bro.
There could never be.
What?
I mean, no, I'm talking about.
I'm talking about regular
Palmer. His kids.
Yeah.
His kids were. Every time they had shown them, they were very proper. But present day, Joe Biden's son came out to be doing crack in the White House.
This motherfucker ran somebody over in a Tesla truck on Christmas Eve, bro.
A black man could never even get close to that without getting the most.
Watch this. That ain't the first time that happened in the White House, bro.
I was just about to say that.
George Bush and his daughters.
I didn't know that.
Oh, watch this. Do you remember? Do you know the Betty Ford Clinic? You know what that's about?
Not necessarily, no.
What about what the Kennedys was doing in the White House? You know about that?
A little bit.
Family were family of bootleggers. Back then, prohibition before they became a powerful political family.
Betty Ford Clinic is when Gerald Ford was the president. His wife was Betty.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, she had an alcohol and drug problem.
Right.
So the clinic came in after the fact to people who have these issues can have quote unquote treatment and therapy. That's what that was about.
Alcohol and drug, the Bedford Clinic, yes. They're now called the Bedford Foundation.
Right. When the Kennedys, they used to talk about them throwing these all them damn parties in the White House. And it'd be like, let's just say getting high and having sex in the White House, pretty much. That was, part of that reputation.
Especially with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, exactly. That was part of their reputation.
Oh.
So it wasn't the first time, that stuff like that has happened in the White House.
Yet, though, it's like, to me, I just find it. And I'm sorry for you to be the lightning rod man, but you say black folks have to be the whatever. We do that. And then when the other side does everything else, we still get looked at like, well, what about the violence?
It's peace, fam. Basically, at the end of the day, in my opinion, I'm gonna say that. In my opinion, as long as people keep pointing at us as we're the problem, they're gonna ignore their own problems and self-destruct. It's just annoying that they keep pointing at us when they got a lot of bullshit going with themselves.
And they started themselves. And the first ones that are gonna be going downhill, the ones that's always getting away with stuff.
Yeah. Like this is what I mean. I hate to do it. White people have a financial problem. All of that white supremacy and racism shit, that's why this country's so in debt the way it is now. That's their issue. So the idea of what America is and the American dream and capitalism and white supremacy, they didn't shot themselves in the foot with that.
So many times.
Hispanics, you could say Hispanics, hardworking people, yes. They got a drug problem going on. And we really get lumped in with their drug problem because them and Asians really the ones with the drugs and the plugs.
Yeah.
Their crime problem just goes, under, like, it's not a big deal, which worsens in their community. You know what I'm saying? But we get blamed for that. And it's like, yo, we do know y'all got drug issues and y'all kind of with the youth, y'all mess with them young girls a lot. Like, we know this about y'all. Same thing like the Asians. You got some smart people, some hardworking people. Their prostitution and getting drugs and stealing cars has been known for a very long time.
Yes.
But they sitting there blaming us. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, but y'all not gonna.
Look what happened with that Cesar Chavez situation where it was revealed that he had sex with a 15-year-old woman, 15-year-old girl back in the day. Yeah, I mean, no, 15-year-old girl, Cesar Chavez. You know, when it was like revealed. I mean,
Yeah, I heard about
decades
that.
after this passing. Yeah.
No, last month. I mean,
yeah, last month. Yeah.
But it's
They took down his
crazy that
statues here at the
the
school.
Japanese are afraid of us. They're afraid of everything that has been proven that to cause the destruction and harm and abuse. But we get the finger pointed at us.
but as long as they pointing at us, they're ignoring their own problems. And this is part of part of me saying like when I say FBA versus everybody, because everybody comes here and they points their finger at us, and it's like we become the problem for everybody while everybody is basically ignoring their own issues and imploding.
So let me get this straight. So let me get this. We're trying to recover it, but everybody trying to bring us back down.
I was just going to say because I see it around me all the time. There are plenty of Nigerians and Haitians. Their parents come here, and yet their kids want to join gangs. Their kids wanna be in street culture, but they don't talk about nothing like that though. Nothing.
Yeah, but the vast majority of us aren't in street culture. See, that's the thing about like this is where people
so Game Changer was saying like this: we're actually recovering, but everybody else trying to bring us back down again.
In some ways, yeah. He worried about.
So that was a bunch of bullshit he was talking.
I mean, that's the thing with T.I. and his son King. When T.I. told King, I said, "Hey, you're not built like me. You need to stop embarrassing me and embarrassing the family by trying to be street when you're not. You was raised up in the suburbs, raised up in the mansion.
He's supposed to be trying to be a politician, bro. That's supposed to be the next step for him.
However, these
I mean, you know, T.I.'s son King or Kane.
Yeah, I got it. He's supposed to be groomed to be a
politician. He have the acting the fool like he's trying to be a street Negro. But he's been raised up in the mansion all his life by T.I.
He should have been a politician or a lawyer. That's what he's supposed to be groomed to.
I was just meaning more so that the foreigners that come here, they want to try to demonize and put down the blacks that were already here, and yet a good portion of their kids still fall into the trap. You know,
it's okay.
Trying to wear those platinum and gold grills and
right when people when people who aren't black Americans talk about black culture, they're really talking about gangster rap. That's pretty much where they're going. It's nothing outside of gang. So when they say, "Oh, I'm in the culture," they're really talking about gangster rap. That's pretty much it. I've said it before.
Street culture,
right? And the street culture, you know, even that shit ain't real. But people gravitate to that, and then they say that's us. When for the most part, it's them participating. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was only L.A. is a gang city. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Chicago's a gang city.
New York is a gang city.
Technically, yes, but no. You get what I'm saying? Because they weren't really gangs there.
It's actually families.
I'm talking about with black people.
With black people, it's like
black gangs pretty much with
Chicago, Detroit.
No, not LA. Detroit either. Detroit was hustlers. If Chicago had gangs, right. LA had gangs. All the gangs that you see are either offshoot of something in Chicago or LA. That's it.
LA, man.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like that's it. So when people talk, I can tell you in New Orleans, it was basically wards, which is neighborhoods, which is pretty much other places in America was the neighborhood they was from. It really wasn't a gang; it was the neighborhood.
The neighborhood, yeah.
So now it's like, you know, people go, oh, I'm in, you know, the gang, the streets, and I can say this as a person who, if you was in a gang in LA or you was in a gang in Chicago, I can tell you right now, all you other people that are not from that area and y'all repping that gang, they don't really fuck with y'all like that. Y'all ain't really part of the.
They sure don't.
y'all don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Nobody give a fuck.
Yeah,
Hey,
like L.A.R. Like my family in Compton. My family in Compton said, man, that the only true Bloods are the Bloods in L.A.
yeah,
Anywhere else is fake.
they ain't gonna call them fake, but they're all like, you know, stepkids. Like, you know, y'all not really. We the originals. All y'all are just
y'all not official. That's what they would
yeah.
say. Y'all not official.
You know, but you know, this is the, you know. But when other people talk about blackness and black, that's all they talking about. They don't like. I can tell you right now. If you, and I'm gonna name this. These people don't know about house music, go-go, techno, the house in Illinois, the steppers music. When they talk about our culture, you know, second lining. What am I missing? Bounce. You know,
yeah, bounce. Yeah,
bounce is kind of like juke. Like I forgot what the bass, big bass. Like they forget all of these.
You talking about
things.
talking about the TR 808? Yeah.
Yeah, Miami bass. They
Miami
all of
bass.
that shit. They don't, you know, that ain't considered black culture for some. Like these other people don't know shit about us like that.
They don't.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So when they come, and I'm just using the music as an example, they don't like trail ride music, Zydeco. They don't fucking fuck with it. They don't have no clue. You know, Hyphy got their own thing. Like they have no clue. It's just gangster rap, and that's pretty much it. They don't realize
even house music is black culture music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. House. How they got house in the DMV and they got house in the Midwest.
Right.
So, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Go techno, all that shit.
Yeah.
But they have no fucking clue. You know, like the new thing that I'm jamming right now is bounce jazz. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize bounce is New Orleans, jazz is New Orleans. They mix the two, bounce jazz.
Bounce jazz.
So, you know, people go, oh, you know, I didn't know black people do like this. And it's like, oh, you motherfuckers used to go to Essence Fest. It wasn't the same as when you went to Chicago to the Taste. It wasn't the same as you went to the Black Expo in Indianapolis. It wasn't the same when you went to Superfest in Milwaukee. I forgot.
And now you got the Tethers running Essence Festival.
That shit over with. They can't do it no more.
Can't do that no more.
Yeah, thank you. Memphis juking. They like all the things all the shit that they think about. They have no clue about that. They have no clue. Like when people go to HBCUs, I don't know how they didn't know. We tailgate. We going places. We having fish fries and shit. You know, they had the whole frat culture. That's the whole thing.
I mean, when they first started at Freaknik in Atlanta, Georgia, there was a lot of tailgating started over there back then in the 90s.
Yeah, but Freaknik was some whole shit. But you know what I'm saying? But Freaknik ain't got shit on none of the classics.
Sure don't.
All the college classics, they ain't got shit on that. And you know what I'm saying? But Freaknik, what is it? It was Freaknik, Kappa Beach Party, Daytona, Black Bike Week.
The big classic between UAPB and Arkansas and Prairie View, Texas.
Yeah, but that's the classics.
The big classic they have.
The classics are different. You know what I'm saying?
Especially the after parties after the classics.
Yeah, like these people don't know us like that. They swear they do.
Like the after parties I went to back in the day when I was in the college in UAPB back in the day. Yeah.
So yeah.
The only thing they really got in common with us is, from what I've seen, is the black. They probably wouldn't even consider themselves FBAs. However, you have some folks from Nigerian, and they're from the hood, and then they're cool with the black Americans from the. Well, the only thing y'all got in common is y'all like to chase ass.
mean, everybody do
That's
that.
it. Right.
Well, watch
but
this. Most people don't realize this about Mardi Gras in New Orleans. It was just like they got Carnival in the Caribbean. Black people call Mardi Gras Carnival. It's still Carnival to us. You get what I'm saying? But you just use Mardi Gras as just the overtone. Black people wasn't part of Mardi Gras. We had to do our own shit. So the Mardi Gras y'all know is pretty much shit. Like, even though it sounds crazy, the Zulu parade was actually mocking all of the white parades.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because the Zulu parade was the black parade, and it was like, since y'all don't fuck with us, we gonna make fun of y'all going through all the black parts of town.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's how the Mardi Gras got started.
So that is like, because when people go, black culture in America is Caribbean culture because of Mardi Gras and Carnival, it's like, it's Carnival for sure. It's the same premise, but we just have a different swing on it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, reggae is nothing but West Indian R&B.
Yeah, but it's dope.
That's
though.
all it is.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front.
Yeah,
it's dope though. If something nice is nice, I'm like, I don't think we're like other groups of people where we're gonna just shit on other people just because we feel like I gotta make myself feel better. We don't do that type of shit.
Nah.
That's not our MO. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like
only in the hood, man.
And the hood ain't really we not really in the hood like that. Not no more.
Right.
We in the burbs of the country. the hood. Truth be told, the hood
suburbs of the country.
Yeah, the hood keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller because people who want to be in the hood actually chose to be in the hood at this point.
And it's usually the people outside the demographic that choose to want to do their hood stuff.
Exactly. Now, yeah.
People raised with both parents want to be in the hood. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You got both your parents. So like, yeah.
Yeah, but people don't know that was how it was when it comes to the street shit. That's how it actually was a lot of times. It was people with two parents. Like people blamed it later on single mothers, but truth be told, it's been a lot of people who had good parents or a really good parent. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure in Chicago, a lot of the folks that started the prominent gangs came from two-parent households.
Well,
hey, like that white boy that claimed to be like Kelpie the pimp, he actually comes from like a two-parent household. And like that dude told him on that No Jumper podcast, hey, did you get dropped off by your mama to this podcast? And you claiming to be a pimp?
I'm gonna say this.
Like you told that white boy, didn't your mama drop you off?
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell you this about Chicago gangs. They're the same as L.A. gangs. They were started as community outreach, basically, and it switched to gangs. You get what I'm saying? Yes. It wasn't. It didn't. It started to keep the cops off our ass, pretty much.
Right.
And then it evolved to more
criminal activity,
criminal shit. Yeah. It's because people don't
like the thing about the Rolling 60s Crips in L.A. that started as a community outreach program.
Right. Same thing with the Bloods. Same thing. Chicago is the same thing.
Reach.
It's the same time period. It's the same time period. Like people don't realize that's the same time.
60s and 70s. Yeah.
I think some of the older gangs, yes, but some of the ones that cropped up afterwards, no.
No, they're the same gang. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's basically the same. Think about it. The Bloods been the Bloods when they were community outreach. The Crips was the Crips when there was community outreach. In Chicago,
that's right.
And I don't even want to get into that shit. You had the 5 and the 6. Let's just put it like that. One gang is on 5-point star, the other's on 6-point star. When they got to the point where you got GDs, that's gangster shit.
Gangster disciples. And,
they became gang disciples. It was Black Disciples.
Black Disciples and then GD Gangster Disciples.
Right. It's difference. You know what I'm saying?
Difference, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Kanye West comes from that.
I mean, he grew up in the South Side, so I know
he's supposed to.
But that's why I say it's a gang city. I lived in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago. I was born in New Orleans. I grew up in I lived in the DMV.
Yeah.
I know the difference. It's a gang. I had family but I got family that's from Compton too. I know it's a Chicago and L.A. are the only real gang cities for Black Americans.
Now Kanye West is part of the bipolar gang.
That's all good.
Yeah.
He been like that though.
Yeah, he been like that.
Like I'm not gonna get mad at a person because he bipolar. Like you got to learn the difference when a man off his meds and he wilding out than when he just wilding out.
True that.
You know. But yeah, but I'm gonna get out of here, man. Y'all my bad. I've been on here for a minute. Y'all have a great one. I gotta go take a shower.
Nephew's been a while, man. It's been a while.
Same time.
I know.
All y'all, man.
All right, take it easy, brother.
I appreciate y'all.
Night.
And L.A.R, stay in touch, all right? Stay in touch, man.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, peace out now.
Looks like a job for Superman. Do this, spoken from the lips of the young, of the old, fear of me. Yeah, gotta put it all in. And they are Superman. All the way. I guess I'm taking off the cape through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took a break, me I ain't coming back. I got one life to live, if you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me, plus when I'm drunk, I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the Kings of Leon. This world is cold as ice, mixed with salt, mixed with Freon. They got me pissed off, but that's better than being peed on. For eons, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. But before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you should follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound. But I can't stand fair weather friends and I just fly around. My super friends in Justice League, only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what, we had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke, then again it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite, life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I finished it. Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you for coming out, listening. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.